Good evening, everyone. Welcome to ALR Silver. We are at the Hungary for the Hungarian Grand Prix, round 14 and 2.7 mile circuit. This is an old school track, and if you're going to go off, you're going to go off in a big way. Just ask some of the some of the gold guys from last night. Tango being one of them. Unfortunately, he was spread across the wall, wasn't he? Just at that turn there. Unfortunately, did a Perez from 2014, which really curtailed his race well because he had a fantastic start, didn't he? What a shame there for Tango. We also had a couple of other drives as well, and some major issues, didn't we? Over qualifying as well. So expect the unexpected here tonight. And I got to say, oh, sorry, I can hear myself. That's bad. That's better. Gosh, I don't know how you guys listen to me. But yeah, expect the unexpected here tonight. And let me quickly go through the drivers in the constructors standing, shall we? And it is German, who's now got a 37-point lead over V Todd, who's in second position. V Todd's on a fantastic year. He really is, isn't he? He is in the final promotion spot at the moment. There he is at 9 points in front of the bronze champion Nude Potato, who is down to third after having some trials and tribulations at the British Grand Prix. Sirius Meshman, another driver, who's on an absolutely stellar year in fourth position. And Shane has moved up a position. He's now in fifth position. Wilson, outstanding year so far. He's in sixth position. Ghost Recon in seventh position. Well, I've also got a lovely stat about Ghost Recon in just a few moments as well. He is seventh in the championship. Iceman is eighth. Baz in ninth. And 10th position is Paynes there. And Williams and Itchy there. Well, so Paynes and Itchy, both for the Williams drivers, are on 20 points apiece there. In the relegation zone at the moment, we have Liam, yeah, but he's only done one or two races, hasn't he? And he's flown all the way up to 18th position. Lovely stuff indeed. Flea is on 6 points a moment, and Razor hasn't scored any points yet in the Alfa Romeo then. Can he get himself on the scoreboard tonight is the question, isn't it? In the constructor standings, it is Mercedes who is leading the way down there, 11 points in front of Haas, who have moved up into second. Lovely stuff. Ferrari dropping down to third now. We've got AlphaTauri, the new team, in fourth position. A Racing Point is fifth, with Renault in sixth position. Alfa Romeo seventh, Red Bull eighth, McLaren and Williams, the most the most coveted British teams, is ninth and 10th then. And look at that, I've done that even before the qualifying has started then. So South high five to me, yeah. So if anyone's ever watched Scrubs there, I got to say I used to love the Todd, who used to give everyone used to give everyone high fives, didn't they? No, I wish I was like that, but unfortunately I'm not. They just call me the ginger guy. In the so yeah, just going to the special stat tonight, and it is a huge congratulations to Ghost Recon. This will be his 30th race start in silver. Fantastic stuff there from Ghost Recon tonight. So he is celebrating his his 30th race start. So good stuff indeed. Then so Vito, Sirius Mushroom is still leading the way though. He's on 34 race starts tonight, and 33 race starts for Vito as well. And their experience is really shining through this season so far. That's why they're so high up in the championship, isn't it? Is that they know when to pick their moments as well. Transfer news then, of course, for Silver. Congratulations to Gordo. I gotta say, he's been absolutely fantastic, hasn't he? Remember gold in the British Grand Prix last time out. He was brilliant in gold there, judging the strategy to absolute perfection as well. I think he finished sixth in the end, didn't he? Silver, he's still got some points as well in Silver, and he's actually scored in the last two races Gordo has, and huge congratulations to him. He is now a full-time Red Bull driver, so well done to Gordo, and I gotta say that is fairly deserved then. So really good stuff there to Gordo. Absolutely brilliant. So hopefully he can have a strong rest of the season as well. And it's a shame really, because I would like to see Gordo. It's a shame really, because I would like to see Gordo in all the. And all the races there, because I think he's been outstanding, hasn't he? He's been one of those drivers that's really started to really improve, hasn't he? Really good stuff. Then Liam there is just coming out of the pits mode, and of course Liam had a difficult British Grand Prix, didn't he? He seemed to be involved in one or two scuffles, but still got some major points, didn't he, in the Haas? And he's also elevated the Haas up into. He's up into second as well. I got very confused as Baz and Gordo's retired from the session there as well, and I really need to look at the race director's notes, shouldn't I really? I got to say, if I was ever a proper Formula 1 driver, which I hardly doubt I would be, not only because I am very slow, and also probably can't turn the steering wheel left and right, and also probably my waistline wouldn't let me get in anyway, so I'm a bit on the plump side. Just watching Liam there as he's coming through the chicane, and look all the I think that's all like the pollen and stuff in for the air at the moment. It's a lovely day here in Budapest, isn't it? Brilliant stuff. indeed. But yeah, yeah, going back to if I was a Formula 1 driver, I think the one thing that I would be very bad at is the like, because they have a briefing, don't they, just before the weekend starts, don't they, or after the practice 2 session, don't they, and they are being told what they are and what they're not allowed to do and all that kind of stuff. And also they discussed about last race, which there's been some interesting footage, hasn't it, towards the end of last season. You haven't done it so far this season, have they? Anyway, Liam there is just coming across the line, and what my point was about that, if I was just waffling away, is that I wouldn't be listening at all. Liam there is coming down into turn 1, then the extended turn 1, which it was extended back in 2003. We got Ayrton saying, hello Sean, love you too, Ayrton. Mwah. We got Gordo saying, car go broom there, as Gordo there's definitely got the right sound effects, lovely stuff indeed then. He might be our new might be our meow gong guy tonight then. We have also got Michael Preston, good evening Sean, hello Mike, hope you're well. Liam saying, Jake, that's Jake, that's shocking. As yeah, sorry, I missed out the Jake Wilson thing there, and as lovely stuff indeed then. Yeah, so we got yeah, Jake Wilson saying, even though I'm quite hungry tonight then, I do love a good pun there, so yeah, hats off to Jake then, he gets the pun of the night so far. No, just watching Liam there, is he thought that was quite shocking as well, and no one's too impressed with that, Wilson, to that Jake, but I gotta say, hats off to you, I tip my hat off to you, that's brilliant. And of course, I do appreciate a lovely pun. Here comes Payton, who's come through the final turn as well. No, yeah, he's through turn 13 now, and Wilson has been waiting to say that all week then. Ewan is saying hiya and good luck Frisky bro, brilliant stuff indeed then. Paint is a very Mr. Unprepared racing tonight. I'm always unprepared. 15-2 there for Paint as well. There's a Mercedes in the background now. I think that's Troy, isn't it? It is Troy, and he is now top of the timesheets at the moment. Lovely stuff indeed then, as we get into the nitty gritty of qualifying 1, of course, then 18 minutes then to determine the grid from 15th to 20th on the grid then. And we got 3 times on the board at the moment then. And as I've got just clear something out of my gums there. Hang on. Much better. Frisky then is in 4th position as well. Lovely stuff from the Renault driver. Liam is having another bite of the cherry as well, but he's invalidated again, Liam Hansen, so that's not good at all. And here comes the pun master himself. Here comes Wilson. He is definitely hungry, isn't he? He is on fast at the moment for qualifying 1. Lovely jubbly indeed then. And hang on, my headset has gone all over the place tonight now. I think someone's adjusted, haven't they? The little devils there. We got Flea, who is currently just started his lap as well. We've also got Kingzone out on circuit as well. So let's see what Flea can do now. We're going to carry on board with Flea. Sam has said evening all then, and yeah, Ewan also saying I hope it's a good one as well. Gordo is just confirmed it's a dry quality and race, and lovely stuff indeed. Lovely stuff indeed then. And yep, hello everyone. I hope you're all enjoying yourselves at the moment then. And as I think that we got a Unai Emery fan in the form of Formula Geo as well. Lovely stuff there. Equal saying good luck Shane Payne and Itchy. Great stuff indeed then. As we got Fleet, who is just now coming into shot as well. Lovely shot from the Red Bull indeed then, as he is now then coming up into turn number 12 as well. And I think I've got to just take a look at a note as well. And yeah, and it looks like Bazu for some reason it's in the Alfa Romeo, even though he's should be in the McLaren now. So it looks like Dan Murphy has stolen his car there, which is a bit rude of Dan, isn't it? We got Flea, who is in 4th position at the moment as he's adjusts the wheel, settings on the wheel. Kingzone has gone 4 fastest at the moment as well. Lovely stuff indeed. Todd has invalidated his time. What about the bronze world champion then? He's down to 3rd in the championship at the moment then, and I think that he still has got a race win to his name, has he? Which I find absolutely perplexing. As this man has got some pace, hasn't he? He's been very unlucky in 2 events so this season, hasn't he? New Potato has. So I wonder if he can shake off that rotten luck as well. Well, he's fastest at the moment there, Potato is. And in the background now, I think that is Liam, who's done 3 laps so on those tyres, and so those tyres are going to be rather tired, aren't they, after 3 laps there? Haha. Just watching Sir's Rich now. He's starting his lap as well then. I got to say, we're on all kinds of banter at the moment, haven't we? Lovely stuff indeed then, as we got a bit of old football chat going on, and unfortunately I'm a bit sore still from Arsenal beating Liverpool in the Charity Shield. It ain't called the Charity Shield anymore, so I'm way too old there. In the Carling, no, not even the Carling Cup, was it? It's the Community Shield then. Frisky Biscuit has joined the session. Lovely stuff indeed there for Frisky. I didn't even see him leave there, but he's currently at 9th. He's the slowest of the time so far. Yeah, so let's not talk about Arsenal for now, shall we? We got Tango saying, good luck, guys. Hope you can do the last corner better than me then. And I hope that Tango forgives me for shortening his name then. It did work well in qualifying, but unfortunately it didn't work too well in the race, so did it? He was out at the end of the first lap there, and Tango was on such a... his first lap was fantastic, wasn't it, from Tango? I'm really looking forward to seeing what he could do in future gold races then. So, yes, keeping out for Tango at start of future gold is in good stead at the moment, isn't they? There is a lot of really good drivers out there that's coming up through the ranks as well. We've got a couple of first-time winners this season as well. Absolutely loving it. We've still got the old guard, though, of Granty and Emerson going for that championship at the moment, and Emerson has extended his lead as well. So really good stuff indeed then in gold then. But of course tonight is silver, and talking of silver, when you talk of silver, you have to think of this man, and he has been absolutely fantastic as in the last 3 races. 3 wins on the trot there. German didn't have a race win to his name until the I think it was till the French Grand Prix, if I'm not very much mistaken. No, he didn't. Round 10, and then since he's took off there, he's absolutely flying. Very similar to Mick Schumacher and Pierre Gasly. Remember, they was a bit slow burners, weren't they, in Formula 2? But same with, I think Mick Schumacher wasn't in the Euro Formula 3 when he was against Dan Tickham, whatever his name is. He was Mick Schumacher was slightly slow out of the gates, wasn't he? But then I think it was the last 9 rounds he just won in like 9 in a row. He was absolutely formidable, Mick Schumacher was. And Gasly in GP2 then, of course, he had a bit of a difficult start, and I'm sure he won in Austria or quite late midway through the season, and then since then he took off. And the same with German, I feel. German is doing a brilliant job at the moment, though, isn't he? Look at this as he goes across the line. He is fast. It's just underlining that man's potential, and he is, I got to say, on his way to be crowned the 2nd champion of silver at the moment. But of course, we cannot count our chickens before he hatches then, because we still have V-Todd, Serious Mushroom, and of course his bronze rival of New Potato still in the mix then. So anything can happen in this beautiful world championship, can it? Itchy there is just coming out of turn number 1 as well then. Yeah, so tonight then, Baz, even though he's in the Alfa Romeo, he is technically in the McLaren now. So I think Murphy needs to be in the Alfa Romeo and Baz in the McLaren then. So ignore that. He is still in the McLaren then. So there's no driver transfer from there. The only driver transfer tonight is, of course, Gordo, who unfortunately we aren't going to see much of Gordo in qualifying because he's out already. But we'll be talking about him in the race, and I feel that we might be seeing a lot of Gordo in this race as well then. As we're just watching now, Itchy there just come through the middle section then. We got Light saying, hey gents, there is a problem in my area, we'll be back soon, and fingers crossed indeed there for Young Lights. I know, talking to debutant winners, of course, that Young Lights is one of those people that was in my mind when I was talking about that. We've had Peas, we've had Young Lights, and we're just watching Itchy there coming through the final part, and we also had Caesar as well. I can't remember who won in Austria, and it was Caesar, wasn't it? Great stuff indeed there. Itchy coming out of the final turn as well there. DRS right on the money. There's 2 DRS zones around this circuit, and Itchy goes third fastest, and once again shown he's got some pace in that Ferrari, but similar to his teammate Payne said, they've got so much pace, haven't they, between them? They just seem to can't get the points on the board, can they? Here's Exile as well. Of course, Exile was in the gold division. He is taking a step down into silver, hasn't he, which is why there is only 2 relegation zones now as well. And I think hopefully Exile, remember, is a former champion in other divisions, isn't he? Exile is, so he is not a man to he is definitely no slow driver, isn't he? He's underlined that as well by going a fantastic third then. I'm really interested to see what Exile can do in this division as well then. Shane there is out on circuit as well. He is just coming into the final part of the lap as well then, and here he goes then through the final turn then, and let's see what he can do then. And he's out then of the last turn then, and let's see then Shane there on out turn 14 and right in the bit of the curve. He goes fastest once again. This is Shane, who has been on pole position last time in Britain and in the Chinese Grand Prix as well then. So Shane has got some 1 lap pace, isn't he? He's like the Jarno Trulli silver division. Fantastic, isn't it? Of course Trulli was on the 1 lap specialist, wasn't it? But let's see if Shane can live up to the bill and get himself some good results in the race as well. Of course, he has never won a race so far yet, Shane hasn't, but he's really in prime form at the moment, isn't he? There's a lot of pollen out there at the moment, isn't it? On board Flea again. He's invalidated his time at Flea. Oh my goodness me, it's more than invalidated. He has lost a wing now. Red Bull gives you wings, and I think he might have to go and get a can there because those corners completely gone there. And unfortunately for Flea, he's going to have to come back in the pits. Fortunately for Flea, he is currently through into qualifying 2 at the moment. He has gone almost going into the bar there, isn't there? And I'm sure someone into... Oh my goodness me! And that is not good at all. And we have got Tormo Rosso, who is in the wall as well. And I'm looking for a Alpha Tari. I'm thinking it's a new potato, isn't it? It is. And look at that, Tormo Rosso, who is another driver who's so quick, isn't he? But just can't seem to get the results, can he? And he is out of qualifying already in this session. Then we have lost Baz and Tormo Rosso. Both McLarens are out, and they're going to be on the back row of the grid. That's a shame. Then Murphy, who is chilling at the moment. Then I wonder if he's got the old newspaper out. We've got Gordo out of qualifying as well, and Frisky, who had a bit of connection issues. Hopefully he's back in the session as well. Flea is wingless at the moment, isn't he? And so hopefully can have a new... Oh my goodness me, was that Woods there stamping on the brake pedal there in 14th position at the moment, and the Renault driver is head as he accelerates out and down towards turn 4 as well. And I gotta say, I think one of my favourite overtaking manoeuvres last night was down into turn 4 as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. And gotta say, it was brilliant. V-Todd is... Oh my goodness me, that's V-Todd who's in the wall as well. And that is another car. We have lost them. We said that this track is a very tricky old circle, isn't it? It's like an overgrown go-kart track. V-Todd has lost it in turn 3, has he? He has indeed then. I think Ericsson had a big smash there in 2014, but that is on the exit of turn 2, going into turn 3. That is an unusual place to have a crash there. He's crashed before Ericsson did back in 2014. I remember that Ericsson was facing wet weather conditions there. Wilson's retired from the session, but he is in the pits there. We have lost V-Todd as well then. Goodness gracious me then. V-Todd was safely through as it stands at the moment. There are 5 minutes to go. This is quite difficult indeed then. And that is a big blow indeed, isn't it? Goodness gracious me, we've lost so many drivers already in this qualifying session. And you know, this race is very much an old school circuit, isn't it? You can tell with the barriers being so close together, can't you? And it's not one of these Hilman Tilker circuits, is it? Where it's a bit like driving on a very beautifully carpeted circuit, isn't it? And of course, there's a lot of grumbles going on, isn't there, about the Rio circuit, where they have to deforest an area, don't they? Really. So I'm not really too sure about that. I don't really know much about the old Rio circuit. Perhaps they could have just, if they really want to leave Sao Paulo, then perhaps why don't they just go back to the old circuit then? But again, I don't know much about that, and that's just me there, just having a little bit of moan. I'm just having a bit of moan there as well. But I like Interlagos. I think it's a cracking circuit, and that's probably why I'm a little upset about it, really, because yeah, it's a good circuit. Just watching Ghost in his 30th Grand Prix start here in Silver, and of course there is so Ghost is once again in the headlines. Not only was he in the headlines for Silverstone for his birthday, now he's in the headlines for being his 30th Grand Prix start. He's the third most capped driver in Silver. So fantastic stuff for Ghost, and he comes out of turn 14 as well. And let's see what he could do as well. And as Ghost has got to 8 fast at the moment. Velocity then, of course, the championship leader in bronze at the moment. There, it's just confirmed that he does have a qualifying 2 ban, as I think. No, I don't think that yay is probably not a happy yay, unfortunately, for Velocity. But from our point of view, I think it's fantastic. Of course, I am a big Velocity fan there, because he's been brilliant, hasn't he? He's been Mr. Consistent, hasn't he? Just pounding away, getting points there. And he's got 7 podiums as well. Last time I looked, I think he has more than that now, doesn't he? But I think he might have 9 podiums now. But Velocity there has just been pounding away and getting the points in. But from a championship point of view, I'm happy about that, because of course it makes the championship tighter, and I'm sure I am all about entertainment rather than watching a driver just walk away with it. But Velocity deserves to be where he is, because he is talented. Same with Gurman, who's in the championship mode, and the same with Emerson, who's in the gold championship as well. So it's really good stuff from all 3 of those drivers so far. And of course I hope that they all have a good end of season as well. But of course I hope all the other 19 drivers from gold, silver and bronze do as well. Just come through the finals. Gordo just congratulated Velocity on his qualify on his Q2 bun there. Oh, Frisky's gone wide there, and not only that, that is also put paid to his next lap as well. Because of that, he is of course you get an advantage, don't you, if you go wide in the final turn here. And as this lap and the next lap there is not being complete, then Serious Mushroom right in the midfield at the moment now for the racing point. He's going to have to find a couple of tenths. So he's got to find 6 tenths to the next car on circuit at the moment, which is Payne's in the Williams as well. And Velocity's saying he has a 60-point lead at the moment then. So yeah, it is almost the same as Hamilton. I think Hamilton's got a 69-point lead, hasn't he, or a 70-point lead. So that just shows the ground that Velocity's got at the moment, and that's the ground which Energetics and the rest of the bronze guys have got to really catch up. And we'll talk more about its bronze tomorrow night, which of course I think it is the first time is that Murphy's retired from the session. It's the first time that bronze is racing around this circuit, and it to because this race was the one of the early races of last season, wasn't it, when we had a random calendar, which really threw me a curveball, didn't it? As I was getting very confused there. I think the random calendar was a good idea, but I do prefer the official calendar really, is because I just I ain't got the brain capacity. Serious Mushroom has improved slightly there, but he's still in the doldrums slightly, isn't he? He's in 13th position there. He is currently safe at the moment, but I'm more interested to see what Flea can do. And we're on board with Flea now then as he accelerates out the final turn. Flea and Frisky Biscuit then are now battling for the final spot of qualifying 2 here then as well as he comes down the hill then. And as Velocity is also predicting that Energetics will be getting, oh, that was very slow on the DRS there from Frisky Biscuit. Velocity has also put a prediction in about Energetics being on pole position tomorrow. Energetics I think has the most pole positions in bronze history, if I'm not very much mistaken. And talking of that line as well, happy birthday to Murray Walker on Saturday, of course the best commentator of all time. Him and Martin Brundle really got me into Formula 1 in the first place. Them two are absolutely brilliant together. They were magic together. I watched the San Marino Grand Prix 95 last night, which I got to say, I've forgotten how much of a good race that was there. Of course, San Marino was heavily modified, wasn't it, after the awful events of 94. Martin Brundle, of course, was on the broadcast because him and Aguri Suzuki were sharing that second Ligier spot, weren't they? Back in 95, of course, when Ligier was powered by the Mugen Honda. And I think that's why Aguri Suzuki was in that seat, and Brundle, I think Brundle had a couple of races, and then Suzuki had a couple of races as well. But it was good. It was interesting to see Martin Brundle. Like, I think that was his first time in the commentary box, I think. Or no, I think it might have been Argentina actually, or maybe I'm wrong about that as well. For Risky Biscuit comes across the line. He's in 14th position then, and he is through then. What can Flea do? Flea is 10th or second up in the second intermediate split time. Can he not get Todd out? Todd is already out qualifying, but he's quite a decent deficit, hasn't he? So he might be able to get through. What about Flea? He is out of qualifying as well. He's down in 16th position. Flea is, and unfortunately that's both Red Bulls, both McLarens out as well, and we've got Dan Murphy who's just floated in the middle as well in 18th position as well. Oh goodness gracious me! Remember, Baz is in the McLaren officially, but for some reason Codemasters wants him in the Alfa Romeo tonight then as well. Maybe they just like the colour on that man. But Flea is out of qualifying then. Both McLarens on the back row of the grid then, so that's Baz 20th, Tormer also 19th, Murphy is in 18th, Gordo is in 17th position, and Flea is in 16th position, but Flea out-qualifies his new teammate on the first time of asking. Good stuff indeed there from Flea. And lovely stuff then. As I got to say, 97 years old then Murray is, and of course he is indeed, isn't he? I've got to say that's a cracking innings, isn't it? I mentioned last night, I do feel very sad when you see like some people that you've grown up with over your childhood getting older. Same with Sir David Jason as well. Of course, good old Doll Boy from Only Fools and Horses. That's another man I really feel sad when I see him getting older as well. Of course, Only Fools and Horses I used to love. But he's doing brilliant stuff indeed. Yeah, I think you are right, Gordo. He is 97 as far I think. Preston is saying then I'm not very good at this track then, and of course Velocity is also agreeing as well. It's a very difficult circuit, isn't it? And there's a lot of negativity about this circuit, which is what we like to hear, isn't it? Because we don't want the drivers to enjoy the circuits, do we? We want them to have a challenge, don't we? So Baz out of qualifying then, of course he's in a rather different car tonight, isn't he? Tormer also is 19th, 18th is Murphy, Gordo in 17th, Flea in 16th position as well. V Todd also out of qualifying qualifying now as he has gone into the hedge. Unfortunately, and he's out of qualifying. We've got 14 cars then for qualifying 2, which is actually one more than we had last night. It's a very difficult circuit, this one is, isn't it, as we've seen with the casualties already then. As Wilson saying then, yes, only Falls North was the best thing ever. And what was pole position last night? If someone could help me out, that'd be really good. To be honest, I should really make a note of this, shouldn't I, really? Because I get asked this every week, and every week I can't remember. Yeah, there's so much things that happens in the race last night. I'm going to be honest, I struggle to remember who was on pole position at all. I think it was Emerson, wasn't it? I think it was. But in terms of the fastest lap around here, and the all-time fast lap around here at the moment, and the all-time fast lap is actually 1:15.736 by Glock. The fastest race lap around here is at 5:22 by Glock as well. But I'm expecting that to be smashed then, as the silver records are really tumbling down, aren't they? Because these cars are so formidable, aren't they? Really good stuff indeed then. And Liam there is paying attention now, and as he has said, 13.4 was the pole position last night. So I'm glad that someone pays attention there. Really, I don't really know what I get paid for, to be honest, apart from crunchy bars, which I didn't have one last night because I wasn't feeling too well at all. Yeah, so I think I had an upset tummy. I think I had the same thing that Lance Stroll had. He seems to be in the lavatory an awful lot on on the weekend, wasn't he? I got to say, I think that's probably one of the worst things that could happen to you, really, isn't it? But it was great to see Hulkenberg was back, wasn't he? And of course he got draw today as well at the Nürburgring. It's great to see Hulkenberg back. It's this very strange season. I am a big old Hulkenberg fan. I really love Nico Hulkenberg, and I was absolutely devastating to hear it was not going to be in Formula 1 this season, but at least he has been in Formula 1 for 3 races, and I think he's only like 8 points behind Vettel, isn't he, or something like that. It just shows how difficult Vettel's having this season as well, and I think there's something going on. Something's odd about for Vettel, isn't it, really? It's just you can't think a 4-time world champion there really struggling, can you? Which is what Vettel's doing at the moment. But of course then, I'd like to hear your opinions on the Vettel situation as well, and I was very much an anti-Vettel guy as well, especially between 10 and 13 there. It's, well, I think 2013 is where I kind of got fed up with it, really, because especially the last, I think it was the last 9 races, wasn't it, really, where he just won more, basically, quite comfortably, because they, I think they amended the tyre construction, didn't they, because they had all 4 tyre problems in the British Grand Prix, where Hamilton unfortunately got a puncture, and I think that let Nico Rosberg win the race, actually, didn't he? After Vettel also had an alternator failure, didn't he? And I remember just hearing the cheer out of the British Grand Prix, out of the British fans there. So yeah, Vettel was public enemy number 1, wasn't he, becoming in the Red Bull years before we went hybrid and all that kind of stuff. And the rest is history, isn't it? Where it's been Hamilton more or less every year, apart from 2016, where Nico Rosberg there, of course, became the 2016 world champion, then hanging up his gloves. Really good stuff indeed then. Gordo saying, I'm pretty decent around here. Adam Wolford has said, Frisky is a weapon, Frisky is a beast. He takes the podium here. We're going to have a feast then. Oh, he's a poet and he didn't even know it. Lovely stuff indeed. Well, perhaps he did that. He might be a rapper. I'm a crap rapper, the only rapper that I ever, excuse my language, I'm a dodgy rapper. The only time that I'm very good at rapping is probably at Christmas time, and oh goodness me, we've got Mercedes, I think, who's in the wall. It is King Zone there, and has he got damage there? No, he hasn't. King Zone is a lucky Mercedes driver, and so he can just carry on then. Good stuff indeed then. Let's go back to the Alfa Romeo of Wilson then, who comes out of the final turn. Wilson's had some cracking races over the last 3 races. He's been brilliant, hasn't he? He comes out to the line. He's done a 15.988. Lovely stuff indeed then. We got a Haas said, who is also out on circuit as well, and it's Liam, yeah, but he's invalidated his time again, Liam has. So that's he's looks like he's strong with the time invalidations, isn't he? And also Velocity has said that he forgot to mention that he'd taken off last assist, his last assist of this week. Oh, good stuff indeed then. And yeah, but I think Gordo said it's the ABS, is it? And Velocity just said yes, he doesn't run the line either. And I don't think he means run the line as in the as the flag, as in, what's it, the offside man? I used to run the line when I was playing football, because if I wasn't in goal, because I was usually the widest player there, I was normally running the line there, which usually I was, do not try this home there, because I was actually drinking quite heavily as well. And that was that back in my younger years. Of course, we do not condole that anymore there. And of course, it did. I also came to blows on the floor as well, as I just fell on my face and broke my nose, really. And it's never been the same ever since. Here comes Liam then. then coming out of turn number 11, I think it is. Indeed it is. You've heard of enough rubbish off me for one night, haven't you? Here comes Liam then coming out of turn 12 as well. But yeah, so what the Velocity was saying now about the line now, he doesn't have the racing line now. We don't see it there on the spectator camera because, of course, that would just be not very good at all. But they have a green or yellow and red line there, which tells you when to brake, when to accelerate, and when to ease off the throttle as well. So I've got to say, it's a line there which really helps the drivers out, don't they? Especially in the pinnacle of motorsport and ALR. Really good 70 there. So yeah, Velocity is really starting to. It's now got all the assists off, and he's just going to be better and better, isn't he? So got to say, that's quite scary to say the least, isn't it? To hear that then. And as Wilson just took the words out of my mouth there, 15.4 there. I think it's 0.4 of a second in front of Ghost at the moment. Of course, this is Ghost's 30th Grand Prix start. It's not. I do love a good start, but Liam at the moment there is showing that he has got some venom as well, hasn't he? Liam has never had a pole position in silver so far in his career. He had a pole position in bronze, hasn't he? And he's a very quick driver, isn't he? Let's see if we can get some points on the board there tonight. Half the field have gone so far. What's the other half? Still in the pits at the moment, aren't they? So yeah, they're just not feeling too eager to get out there. Serious Mushroom is currently 4th in the World Championship. He's been in third position more often than not this season, hasn't he? As Potato has just snuck through and gone in too fast so far, and he's another 0.4 of a second in front of Liam. Yeah, I've got to say, the top three drivers in terms of outright speed, I think, in my opinion, if you disagree with me, then of course I'm all ears, is Potato, Liam, and I think German, haven't they? Really good stuff indeed then. But I've got to say, you've got to throw Shane in there as well, hasn't he? Because Shane is really good in qualifying, isn't it? Especially on his day when he hooks it up. Oh, I've got to say, it's very difficult, isn't it, to really tear him apart. And what about Troy as well there? I was going to say the top three there of Liam, Nude, Potato and Gurman, and I've just added another two. I've added Troy and I've added Shane as well. Goodness me, then I've got to say, there's so many good drivers in this league, and that is the beauty about ALR, isn't it? As we've got some talented individuals, haven't we, up and down the field, and it makes my job much more difficult to determine who is the best of the best, who is the cream of the crop. Well, I have no earthly idea. Here comes Serious Mushroom now. He is definitely one of the best of the best, isn't he, in silver there? His points tally is fantastic. He's a great point scorer, isn't he? Great consistent driver as well, Serious Mushroom is. He's on DRS then as well, and he's 4th in the standards at the moment then. Liam, he had a pole in Austria, Liam did, and let's just take a quick look at oh, he did there, yeah, so there's my numbers out there. Do not trust me. I am completely wrong tonight, and I think it's gone back to work there. Yeah, Liam is right. He had a pole position in Austria, so my apologies, Liam. There, slapped me around the face because that was absolutely appalling. But yeah, Liam has had a pole position in Bronson, which means that my tally that I said last week was slightly wrong now. Yeah, it's a good 17. Then we've had on pole position this season. We've had Gurman twice in the first two races. Murphy took pole position in Vietnam. We've had Shane in the Chinese Grand Prix. Pillars then, who took 2 pole positions there, the Dutch and the Spanish Grand Prix. Marks Mello, that incredible drive in Monaco, wasn't it? I've got to say, he was dominant all weekend, wasn't he? Marks Mello was. It was such a shame that Marks Mello didn't continue there in that silver, because he would have also been in the fight, I think, for the championship on the way he was going there. He was brilliant, wasn't he? Potato got a pole position in the race in Azerbaijan. Murphy got a second one. Then Bill's got on pole position in France. It wasn't only a qualifying session, and he was on pole position, good 17 then, as we got rid of their part in the pit lane. Shane there just coming out of the very fast turn 4. Exile's on circuit as well. Kingdom's invaded his time, so we're going to stay with Exile, and of course Liam in Austria, and Shane in the British Grand Prix as well then. And it's Gordo there, but no, of course, I think we all know who Gordo's talking about there in the comments as well. Of course, yes, who can we forget the famous Lord as well? And I don't mean Lord Bentner, of course. Then Exile coming up to the line then, and let's see what he can do. He's 9th fast at the moment. Then Exile is good stuff indeed. Then we've also got Shane there coming through the front as well. He was on pole position last time out, wasn't he, Shane? He had a bit of oversteer as well, didn't he? Yellow flag is fluttering in sector 3. Then he comes out of the final turn then, and Shane is gone 3rd fast at the moment. Good stuff indeed there from Shane, and brilliant stuff then. And so yeah, he's is that going to be safely through 6 minutes to go? I don't think it is. King's is going to have another bite of the cherry now as well. Exile though is down in 10th position. He's going to have another go, isn't he? And As we've also got Emerson saying good luck everyone. Michael Preston saying Wolfie boy, I think that is there. I've got to get me Specsavers, aren't I? I think I need to adjust these older contact lenses I got in. I think it's just old age catching up on me. Here comes King's Home. He has gone purple in the second intermediate split time. That is on his personal best time now, rather than the out and out pace so far for King's Home. And King's Home is now really starting to score points, isn't he? And they're really getting himself back into it as well. He scored points in the last 2 of the last 3 races as well, and he goes 7 fastest there. He's in front of his teammate Troy, and that is a big statement to make as well, because Troy is a very quick driver, isn't he? He's very highly rated in the paddock. Exile goes 4 fast at the moment in the Ferrari. Here goes the championship leader German. We've also got Itchy there flicking it into turn 4 as well. We're staying with Paynes at the moment as he runs slightly wide, then he's ran too wide, and I did my best Jonathan Ross impression there. He ran too wide there. Paynes, he's invalidated his time then. So here comes the championship leader, 37 points in front of VTOD at the moment. Where is VTOD then? VTOD is out of qualifying for anyone who's just joined us there. As unfortunately he had some issues in qualifying. One has hit the wall and he is out of qualifying session then. So that's the man who's second in the World Championship. German has gone second on track at the moment. He is a whisker behind New Potato by 3/10 of a second. Paynes is starting to stop as well, whilst his teammate Itchy is coming through turn number 13 as well then, and out of turn 40 as well. Coming through this at Fountain. There's so many long corners around here, isn't there? Itchy out of the Fountain as well. New Potato has retired from the session here. He is in the pit set. I see a yellow flag there around the turn 8 and 9 part of the course there, and got very concerned there about New Potato. And New Potato then of course said he has had a couple of pole positions this season. He has had 1 pole position this season, I should say, back in the race in Azerbaijan. Then can he get a second one here tonight as well? And of course but you cannot count on anyone. I've got to say Itchy is looking very strong as well out there, isn't he? Right up in the 3rd position there, and you cannot discount out Itchy either, can you? What about his teammate Paynes? Paynes was saying then he was feeling very underprepared in this session, and he's done a 54.153 at the moment now. Lovely stuff indeed then. I've got to say I've gone very hot all of a sudden. Oh gosh, I'm getting a bit flustered in this old commentary box there. Paynes coming out of 13 as well. Yellow flags is flaring for the Haas of German, who's coming back into the pit set out of the final turn as well then. And let's see what Paynes could do. He is 11 fast at the moment. That's not good enough. He's a 10th of a second away from King's Home. Woods is out on circuit as well then. He has done 3 laps on the medium tyres then. Woods is, but I think he's lost a lot of momentum there, and he's abandoned the lap, hasn't he? Woods has in the Renault. He's on 11 points so far. Woods is in his season so far. His teammate Iceman, then, who's not here tonight unfortunately, but Iceman of course his highlight of the season so far for Iceman was that fantastic drive, wasn't it, in the I think it was in the Austrian Grand Prix, wasn't it? With a brilliant second place there from Iceman, which is, of course, he came back down to earth for a bit of a FUD, didn't he, in the British Grand Prix, and he's not here tonight as well, but that was a brilliant race, wasn't it? Right, so Woods is in the pits then. Good stuff then indeed then for Woods, and it's not good stuff in terms of where he is on the classification. He's 11th position. No, yeah, he's 13th position at the moment. I'm looking at 11th place man, which is Paynes as well. 2.5 minutes to go. It's quite a shorter lap around here, isn't it? So you probably want to come out with 1.5 minutes to go out of the pit lane, so it gives you an extra 15 seconds or plus on a fast up there to really get the car into prime working condition, don't you, as well? So we got Troy, who is now starting to stop as well. Troy right down in the 12th position, and then let's see what he can do then as he comes down into turn 1 then, and look at that as well. Of course, turn 1 was extended back in 2003, wasn't it, to aid more overtaking. My first memory of 2001, I think Barry Keller had quite a frightening suspension failure down there, didn't he? And of course that ended his race very much on the spot. Hulkenberg had his suspension, had a wing failure, didn't he, in 2016 or 15? It was around that. It was around that year, wasn't it? Yeah. So Hulkenberg also had a wing failure down there as well. It's, we've had quite some scary incidents as well. I think Kevin Magnussen in his Euro the McLaren, I think it started to rain, didn't it, in 2014 qualifying, and Kevin Magnussen went straight on and just barreled down there into turn 1 as well, and that was a shame because I think that was when he was in qualifying through for the McLaren Mercedes, and that was the last season the McLaren and Mercedes were a partnership up until next year, where the McLaren Mercedes is being unified once again, and it's just right in the world, isn't it, really? Because McLaren Mercedes just sounds right, doesn't it? McLaren Renault, not too much personally, but that's because I've become a bit of a traditionalist. So Troy invalidated his first attempt then, so we got a minute to go then. So luckily for Troy, he has got time on the board then. These medium tires are going to do an extra lap than what he really wanted, but he is but of course he just wants to get into qualifying too. And remember last night then, track position is king, isn't it? And of course there was a big old train, wasn't there, in the midfield. There was a fantastic train. I love a good old conga line, and that was a brilliant conga line. It's the longest and fastest conga line I have ever seen there. It was brilliant. Serious Mushroom there is out qualifying as well. Paynes is also out, so Paynes is the first one then to officially be eliminated for, oh no, and Troy's got as well, and he's spun it out at turn 5, and if you get on the curbs, they're so slippery, aren't they? And Troy, that's a big name out of qualifying, and goodness me then, I wasn't expecting that then on my Mystic Meg prediction here tonight. Then Troy might be out of qualifying. I think he is out of qualifying, unfortunately, for Troy. Woods has just started up as well, as is Frisky Biscuit. Both Renaults are also in the drop zone as well, in a 14th and 13th position at the moment then. And oh no, Frisky Biscuit has done the same there. Oh goodness me then, I gotta say it's very slippery down there, isn't it? And Frisky Biscuit is also off the track as well. What about Woods then? Woods has made it through there, but it's a very difficult around there. Sorry, excuse me. Ooh. As Woods coming out as Frisky Biscuit is retired from the session, he's 14th. 12th position is Troy, 11th position is Paynes. Then can Woods sneak himself into qualifying 3 at the moment? Now it's Kingzone who is the man at the moment. Now it is its own that Covenant 10th position at the moment then, as we're just watching Woodson as he's coming into turn at 13 as well, and as we're just flying through then and into turn 14, and let's see what Woods can do then. Look at the top right hand corner there, that is the time, isn't it? That is his lifetime. And what's he gonna need? A 16? Oh, that's more than that. He's done a 15.220. Now Kingdom then is 9/10 of a second up as well. Then we only had one man star on the soft tires last night. What about tonight then? He comes through the final turn then. Kingdom does. Sears Mushroom is in a bit of trouble here. Kingdom. Oh, and Kingdom there is very much playing the games there, isn't he? And he doesn't want to start in the top 10 on the soft tires, and so he is 11th then, and he is on pole position then to choose whatever tire he wants to go on then. So a bit of gamesmanship then. So just like last night, only one man is on the soft tire starting the race then. So interesting stuff indeed then. Right then, let's take stock of who is out of qualifying 2. Frisky Biscuit is out in 14th position. Troy in 13th position. That's a big surprise for me. Payne's in 11th position, 12th position. And the second Mercedes Kingdom just outside the top 10. 7 thousandths of a second down as it stands at the moment then. And into qualifying 3. Everyone is on the medium tyre apart from Woods, who has gone onto the soft tyre indeed then. As a Ghost is very happy as he's made it through into qualifying 3 for once as well. And good stuff indeed there on your 30th Grand Prix start indeed there for Ghost. And so something worth celebrating, I am sure. Right, so we come into qualifying 3 as well then, and luckily, to be honest, luckily that Liam was listening to me as I completely got his stats wrong there. Yeah, because Liam was already out of pole position, and so we've had Gurman, who's been on pole position twice this season. Liam has been on pole position once. Shane's been on pole position twice, and also as New Potato's also been on pole position. Those are the guys then that have been on pole position. We're going to get a 5th pole sitter here tonight. Then we're going to find out then. So it's been 2 AlphaTauris and 2 Haas cars. Then is there going to be anyone different going on pole position? This is going to get very interesting indeed. Of course, Murphy has been on pole position, but he's out qualifying. Bills has as well. So is Mark Smeadow and Infamous Pillars as well. Right, let's get into qualifying 3 then, and let's see what is going to be occurring then. And you can see then is oh goodness me, then the Williams team are not shy from releasing Itchy, are they? Gurman is the first man out on circuit then on soft tires. You get a brand new spanking pair of soft tire set of soft tires, and not pair. If you only had 2 tires, then I think that you might be in the wrong sport, possibly in MotoGP. But I think actually I heard a really good stat about MotoGP. I think it's the first time they had a wet race on the weekend since 2018, wasn't it, or 17? I was quite dumbfounded by that. I've got to say, I didn't think Formula 1 had many wet races these days, but yeah, I've got to say, we now have to wait 2 or 3 years for an F1 wet race. Luckily, it rained in Germany, or unluckily, depending on who you're talking to. If you're talking to Toto Wolff and the Mercedes guys, then it was very unlucky. If you're talking to Max Verstappen, and of course, I think it was Danny Fiat also on the podium as well that day, and Vettel, then of course, they'll all be saying that was a great race then. Everyone is out on circuit apart from Woods. Woods is also out on track as well. We've got a top 10 shootout, which is what it needs place to be, isn't it? As we come through the final turn as well, and let's see what we what German could do then. As he I think he got a bit on pole position, hasn't he, German, since the second round in Bahrain. But he ain't gonna be too concerned about that, is he? Because he is on race winning form at the moment. He's done a hat trick so far. Can he get a quartet? Oh goodness me, then, and great 7D there for German. And we're now starting to talk about Glock numbers, and because Glock absolutely dominated this season, this division last season, where he had I think he had 15 wins, didn't he? He was brilliant, wasn't he, last season? Glock, wasn't he? Won the championship at round 15 as well. Don't think that's going to be the case here tonight. This season, is it? We're on round 13, and we have no earthly idea of who is going to win the championship, which is absolutely fascinating, isn't it? And what we love to see, of course, you cannot discredit Glock's performances last season. He is mega, isn't he? And I think that will go down as in the most incrediblest season in ALR history in terms of performance. Absolutely fantastic. I don't think those numbers are going to be broken in any division, in my opinion, there. But we'll soon find out. Records are meant to be there to be broken, aren't they? As Hamilton, and as Hamilton could attest to, is he now equaled Michael Schumacher's with 91 wins there. German getting very squarely on the rear there, but he comes through the final turn, and he is going to be the first man to pull up time on the board then. And he comes out of it, and now he goes fast as he's done a 13.641 then. Good stuff indeed then. What about Liam then? He's going for a second pole position, where he's 4/10 of a second down as it stands at the moment. What about New Patel then? Out of the final turn then as well, then hitting the AlphaTauri. He is third fastest at the moment. Itchy then coming through quite nicely, actually. They're all in the running order. Itchy goes fourth fastest as well then. And what about the second AlphaTauri of Shane? And Shane is fifth fastest at the moment then. Serious Mushroom is sixth then. And gotta say, there's not many improvements out there. Exile's gone fifth fastest. Wilson is now up to seventh position as well. What about Ghost then? Here comes Ghost then through the final turn. Remember, he won the Dutch Grand Prix, didn't he? Yellow flag in the first part of the lap, and that's turn one then. Ghost is 7 fast at the moment, and Woods then, I think it's just putting in a banker as well then, as we're coming down then through turn 13 as well into turn 14. Emerson is saying, as we found on Sunday, records are there to be broken. I think I know a guy good enough. Of course, I think Emerson might be talking about Hamilton, but he might also be talking about his record, as he is now the most winningest driver in ALR history with 14 race wins there. Of course, it was Granty. Him and Granty were joint top, weren't they? With 13 race wins between them now, and that was for a couple of races then. But Emerson is now the most winningest driver in ALR Gold history so far with 14. Fantastic, isn't it? German comes into the pits then, along with Liam as well then. So Liam in the pits then is an all Haas 1-2 at the moment, which is only good for for the constructors, isn't it? As they are now within 11 points then, away from the Mercedes bunch, I think. Yes, the Mercedes team now are still top, aren't they? Because I think Murphy had a fantastic start to his to his silver career, didn't he? Before very graciously stepping aside there, but he will be in action here tonight as well. So let's see what he can do. Murphy is. He will be in the Alfa Romeo, even though the Alfa Romeo will look very orange. Itchy is in fourth fastest position at the moment. There's Shane there's queuing. What about Ghost then? Ghost coming out of the final turn as well. Let's see if Ghost then can get another time on the board then as well with 7 minutes to go. I'm wondering if Ghost and Itchy are on fresh soft tires as well then, as we're now coming down into turn 1 as well. And there's 2 DRS zones around here. This is the second part of the DRS zone as well. We had a big old smash here with Pease, didn't we? In the first lap of last night. He was 1 of 2 driver of the days last night. Brilliant stuff indeed. Of course, Favre got driver of the day there, who was at the back of the grid and stormed through the field down and claimed, I think he was 6th or 7th position. Yeah, wasn't he? Brilliant stuff indeed then. And of course, Pease as well there for basically being last, wasn't it? Damaged his wing there. He came back through the field. He had some incredible pace as well, and he could have got his second race win. But of course, that was Emerson's race win as well, and he is now really doing a great job, isn't he? Ghost has gone very wide though, hasn't he? So unfortunately for Ghost then, that lap is over. And wonder if he might abandon this and come into the pits then. I'm wondering if Ghost then is just trying to feel the track out of this stage of proceedings then. The track is a living thing, of course, isn't it? It evolves, doesn't it, as this session goes on then, as the more tire rubber that's put down, the more Pirelli rubber that's put down, the track gets quicker and quicker, of course. So I'm wondering if Ghost there was just trying out to see what the grip was like out there. So very interesting stuff indeed then. So just now watching German, and he's on his out lap moment, and he is. We've got 3 cars out on circuit, and it's all the 3 guys then who are top of the timesheets at the moment there with 5.5 minutes to go. Lovely stuff indeed then, as Michael Preston there is still not a fan of this track then, as he says he can't tell us how much he hates this track then as well. When I first started watching Formula 1, and when this race came up, I was a bit, sometimes I did feel a bit like, oh, it's the Hungarian Grand Prix, it's a bit, it can be a bit of a snooze fest, can't it? As German now has started this lap as well, but I've got to say, over the years it's become a real fan favourite. It's become a real fan favourite, and it has been really good, hasn't it? Especially in the recent years of Formula 1 in the hybrid era, it's been brilliant, hasn't it? German then is come out turn 1 as well then, so he is the only man into the 13th at the moment, and he's got a nice advantage as well as he comes out of turn 2. The track drops downhill now, a flick into turn 3. That turn can be very difficult in the wet then. There's no rain forecast here tonight then. We were talking about the rain quite a lot last night. German just within track limits. That's fantastic from German. It's the inch perfect there from the championship leader. Brilliant stuff indeed. This man is getting better and better all the time, isn't it? Goodness me, as he flies over the top of my head as well. And then now then he is into the very technical part of the circuit. That is left, right then. Now into the left then before we get into the right then. The end of sector 2 is just at the exit of this corner. He's run wide. That's invalidated for German. And he's a 10th of a second down as well. The championship leader, and he's going to have to abandon that. Liam, yes, 5100 a second down in the Haas then. We're on board then with German's teammate Liam then, as he's in for sector 2 as well. He's overstepped the mark. You said in the understeer there, didn't you? Out of turn number 12. It just shot the car too wide then. German is in the pits, and I wonder if Liam might also abandon this up as well. And have another bite to shout. Whoa, my goodness me. Potato is up in the second intermediate split time by 3/10 of a second, almost 4/10 of a second then. Serge Mushroom has also come out on track as well, as has Woods on soft tyres with 3 3/4 minutes to go in this session then. Potato out of the final turn as well, and look at the heat haze coming off of the tarmac. New Potato comes across the line. He is second fastest there, and he is about 2/10 of a second away from German at the moment there. Oh, but it's just not enough at the moment as it stands. German going for his 3rd pole position of his season and his career as well, of course. And he's Sarah's much now is 2400 second up. He's very much at the limit, isn't he, of the car, what the car can do around here for Sarah's Mushroom, but he's giving it his all, isn't he? And at the moment that might get him into the 14th spot. I don't think that's going to get him up position though, is it? Woods is also out on circuit as well. This will be his first time run on the soft tires. Sarah's Mushroom giving a lot of respect to the final turn there, and he's done a 15 flat there by 3 decimal places there, and he is still in 9th position at the moment there. Unfortunately, Sarah's Mushroom is as well. New Potato, I think, is abandoning his lap then. I wonder if he's going to have time to come in and come back out then. Here comes Woods then coming across the line as well, and this is first attempt then on the soft compound tyres then for the Renault. And we got yellow flags fluttering around the final part of the circuit as well. We got a Ferrari who has also joined the fray as well. It is Ghost at the moment. We've got 2 Ferraris in qualifying 3. Fantastic achievement there from the Scuderia. But we've got to be concerned about the French manufacturer, the Renault team at the moment then. Of course, Renault will be called Alpine next season in Formula 1. Lovely shot from the nose cone here. Will be called Alpine in the 2021 season. 5/10 of a second up. Woods is in the first sector. Brilliant stuff indeed then. But of course, for ALR, in terms of ALR, we will not get to see the beautiful blue car, which I assume is what they're going to be. Assuming what the car is going to be is blue. Very much thrown back to the great years of the blue and yellow car, wasn't it? It was a beautiful car. The 2004, 5, and 6. It was a bit. I love that car. Fantastic. 1.4 seconds up. Woods is at the moment in the second intermediate split time, and Woods would be loving this black and yellow car, won't he, at the moment there, as it is carrying him then in qualifying for the moment. He locks up the inside left front there, but he is carrying on then into turn 14 as well then, and DRS is right on the money. Serious Mushroom has retired from the session. The highest he's going to be is 9th, and Woods there goes across the line. He's done a 15.4. He's 4/10 of a second away from Serious Mushroom then. As he comes now down into turn 1 then, so that's unfortunate there. Oh, Goats is invalidated this time then, but he has enough time in this Ferrari there to give it another bite of cherry as well. Itchy is starting us up now. Look at the DRS there as we're looking backwards then, and he starts us up, and it's Woods then. I think Woods is just having a cool down lap, and he has time for one more run, but does he have enough fuel in the car then? And now then, as we're just watching Itchy there, and I think that's Potato who's come out of the pit lane very late, hasn't he? Goodness me then, he's going to have to get around in quite a hurry then, but I don't think he's going to. And Itchy then, Potato getting out of the way then. Good 70 then is Itchy's now cut up into the fast turn 4. Oh, he's overcooked it though, hasn't he? He is invalidated this time now. He cut the corner, didn't he? And that might be Itchy's qualifying out of this one, and it is, unfortunately. He is going to be full fastest, so I think Itchy would still be fairly happy with 4th position. He'd definitely be content. I'd be content with 4th position, but I'm not a winner. Well, I'm not a winner, am I? And of course, Itchy there would, he's not a winner in ALR yet, is he? But he has some, but he does have a lot of speed, doesn't he? XR is now in 5th position in the Ferrari as well. We got Wilson who's out there as well. I've got to say, Wilson's had a very strong season, hasn't he? Today he's been brilliant, hasn't he? Now then, as he comes into turn number 12 as well, and of course that's another part of the track that was modified around for the 2005 era of Formula 1. Then Wilson there coming out of turn 13. There's a Ferrari there who is visiting the grandstands by the look. Then Wilson out of the final turn as well. Where is he going to put himself? He's 8th fast at the moment. He's in 5th fastest. Good 17. Liam Yes retired for the session now. He is 3rd at the moment. Itchy is 4th. Wilson is 5th then. XR there is 2/10 of a second up then in the final part of the lap then. This final part of the session there might end up to be a bit of a damn squib here. But Shane is on circuit. You never count out Shane. Then Gurman now is on pole position, defending his pole position then against 2 people. Here comes XR cut across the line. He stays 6th fastest. What about Shane? He's 3/10 of a second up in the second intermediate split time. He is going to need an awful lot more than that though to get on pole position. Gurman is in the pits and as it stands to be his third pole position of his career and of the season, but his first pole position since round 2 in Bahrain. Then Shane there out of the final turn, and he was on pole position last time out, and here he comes then. It's Shane going to improve his time. He's up in the 5th position now. He's on the 3rd row of the grid then, but it is Gurman who is on pole position then for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Good 17 there for Gurman, his 3rd pole position of the season and of his career as well. And I gotta say, that's been a long time coming, hasn't it, where guys just seem to come out of nowhere there and really rain on Gurman's parade. But not today. Gurman, I gotta say, was in a class of 1, wasn't he, at the beginning there? Potato very improved quite dramatically towards the end there to get within within 2/10 of a second. So brilliant stuff indeed then. So this is the classification then from the Hungarian Grand Prix. Gurman, pole position for the 3rd time. Alongside him is Potato. Once again, the 2 bronze rivals there are going to be sat on the front row. Liam, you cannot discount him in 3rd position. Itchy, a fantastic 4th there. Shane in 5th position. Wilson in a brilliant 6th position. I think that's the highest he's qualified. I'm not sure if possibly. Exile in 7th position. There we got 8th position is Ghost Recon then. Both Ferrari, an all Ferrari 4th row there. Serious Mushroom in 9th position, and Woods completes the top 10 as well. And Wilson said he's never started higher than 10th fed. So yep, good stuff indeed there for Wilson there. And let's see what he could do then. Bailey Smith there, pole position now. Let's go Gurman as well then. So Gurman then is on the most coveted spot then the season, perhaps then. Well, it certainly is the most coveted spot of tonight anyway. As of course everyone wants to start on that pole position, don't they, for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Right, so we're now getting into the race as well. I'm just trying to get rid of all my notifications as well. Is there a way you can just turn your phone off for notifications? I think there's a do not disturb, but I'm not sure if that like turns everything off or what. But I don't know. I work in IT. I should probably know, really, shouldn't I? But I'm too scared. I break a lot of things in IT, but I do not break my own stuff. Oh gosh, I'm not made of money. Anyway, right then, we're getting into the race as well then, and we are now 15 seconds from the start. And good lead there for Gurman. I can't believe that's his first pole position since Bahrain. That is absolutely incredible, isn't it? So then the countdown is on then. This is going to get very feisty indeed, isn't it? The top 3 then, I would say the top 3 are probably, in terms of overall performance there, maybe the top 3 in silver as it stands there. But in terms of championship and point scoring position, that's definitely not the top 3, is it? Anyway, we're now then off and starting this formation lap then, and let's go for the grid, shall we? We've got 20 cars then. We've got 2 McLarens on the back row. Yes, I'm more often not mistaken about a lot of things, but no, Baz is in the McLaren. He's not in the Alfa Romeo, but I think Baz just fancied to change the scenery, didn't he? So pole position, the 2 former bronze drivers who have been promoted to this league this season, and Gurman pole position his 3rd time in the season alongside Potato, who is 2nd on the grid. He is 3rd in the world championship at the moment after having 2 difficult races. Then can he bounce back and have a strong result here? Liam in 3rd position as well. Of course, Liam, this is his 3rd start in bronze, isn't it? there. Sorry, in silver, I should say. And I've got bronze on the brain tonight. Liam in third position then. So can he get some major pointage there as well? I don't. Liam got a podium in his career so far. He hasn't, not yet, has he? But there is still a lot of time to change that, isn't there, for Liam? Fourth position is Itchy. I think that's his highest start of the season, if I'm not very much mistaken. Shane, that is not his highest start of the season, but he's fifth today. Wilson has just confirmed that is his highest start in the Alfa Romeo. He is very good racer as well. I expect him there. He might have a good chance of a podium today. Exile in seventh position in the Ferrari. Then with Ghost on his 30th race start in eighth position as well. Good stuff then. Serious Mushroom is fourth for the World Championship. His race performance is much stronger usually than his qualifying performance. What can he do from there? We got Woods in 10th position there in the other Renault as well. Kingzone backed off on his qualifying 2 lap, didn't he? Because he wants to start on fresh medium tyres. And the only car to start on the soft tyres in the top 10 is Woods. But Vitor is also on soft tyres as well. Interesting stuff there from Vitor, the man who is second in the World Championship. He has got a lot to play for us in the year tonight, and he needs to try and make up some points on a difficult qualifying session. 12th position is Paynes there on the hard tyres. Troy in 13th position. I'm surprised to see Troy in the midfield. 14th position is Frisky Biscuit on medium tyres as well. Vitor, we've already mentioned on the softs. Flea on the hard tyres, and he's the first. No, he's the second of the 3 men on the hard tyres. And Gordo in his first full debut with the Red Bull team. Fantastic stuff indeed then. He is on medium tyres. Murphy on the hard tyres. Tormor also in 19th position. And Baz is in 20th position as well. Both McLaren's on the back row then. And at the moment, I'm looking too good because they're also joint last with Williams in the constructors as well. And here we go. 35 laps around the Grand Prix of Hungary. And here in Budapest, the Hungaroring. First race here back in 1986. Not from ALR, of course. ALR was back 5 seasons ago. Right then, we now have 5 lights and there's a pause. And we are go here. And it's not even a long pause. We're go, go, go. And it's a good start for Gurman there. And he is ghosting now because look at us. Potatoes alongside him going into turn 1 then. And they are breaking down in both Haas's are quite in close combat. Potato is going to run him out wide. And look at that. And Gurman has gone out very wide, hasn't he? But he is still in a second position at the moment. And he's not 12th. And they come down to turn 2 then. And they all behave. And there's a Ferrari right on the inside then. That Ferrari's over the 5th position, I believe. And look at that then as well. Good stuff indeed then. And that's a very well behaved then. Of course, it was a bit of a messy start last time out, but that's not the case here tonight. Wilson's dropped down I don't think he's dropped out a good position as well, as he, but as we're now coming and coming through the first part of the race. Oh no! Tormo also is out of the race then, and Gordo has dropped down into 19th position as well. We got a safety car, and just as I say, it's been a clean start. It really hasn't, has it? So I've really put the severe collision with Frisky. I've really just put the dampener on that one, haven't I? So New Potato is taking the lead there from Gurman, who was on pole position, but Potato is now leading. He has never won a race in ALR Silver so far. Can today be the day? He is. There's been 2 times there where he's been so close yet so far. Let's see if he can break that habit here tonight. Tor Myrosso out of the race once again. What a shame for the McLaren driver. He's on a very torrid season so far, isn't he, Tor Myrosso? That is his in 12 starts. That's his 8th DNF there, and he hasn't scored since Vietnam then, which is absolutely it's incredible to say, isn't it? Because Tor Moroso is so quick, and he's not getting the rub of the green at the moment at this stage. And of course, your careers do go through like a lot of bad luck. And same with New Potato as well, because New Potato's had a lot of bad luck, hasn't he, over the past couple of races as well. The last 2 races, he hasn't scored a point then, has he? So can he now put that right here tonight? And who is 3rd in the World Championship? 5 cars are in the pit set, and look, that Ferrari, they're almost going into the side of Gordo. Gordo is coming in, changing those onto those hard tyres. He is back out. Troy down in 19th position. He is in the carbon fibre zone, wasn't he? So he was so he was very exposed there. Woods there has come out onto the hard tyre then in the Renault then. Exile in 16th, Bar 17th, Gordo 18th, and Troy in 19th position as well then, as we're completing lap 2 now then. Right then, so then there's we've got a safety car then, just like last night, I think. So I think we had a safety car on the opening lap last night as well, didn't we? Golly gosh. So then let's take stock then. So at the moment we've got Gurman, Gurman who's dropped down to 2nd then, because Potato is taking the lead then. Wilson has gone up a fantastic 2 spots at the moment there in the Alfa Romeo. Good stuff indeed there for Wilson. He is a very good racer, isn't he? Ghost there on his 30th race start is now in a 3rd position. Lovely stuff. Itchy and Shane have dropped down 2 respectively. Serious Mushroom is up into a 8th position. V Todd, my goodness me, he's took off like a scolding cat, hasn't he? He is up into 9th position. He has moved up 6 positions there, and of course he is second in the World Championship. This is exactly what V Todd needs. Those soft tires working to an absolute premium. 2 positions as well is Payne's there. Kingdom is Howard's position in 12th position. Flea has gone up 4 positions, fantastic. Murphy up 5 positions in the Alfa Romeo there. Frisky Biscuit in 14th position. Woods 15th, 6 is Exile, he's down 9 positions. Exile is. Baz has moved up 3 positions. Gordo's dropped down 1. Troy has dropped down at 6 then. Right then, the safety car is out 1. Hopefully for one more lap then is Troy's car. Tormo Ross's car has been removed from the scene, hasn't it? And we'll be back racing then at the end of this lap, I feel then. But what a shame for Tormo Rosso then. And that's a shame now. That'll be his 8th DNF of the season then, which is really not, that doesn't show the talent of that driver, does it? And absolutely a bit of a horrific season at the moment for Toro Rosso, but hopefully he can get the green there in the not too distant future and get some points on the board then. But unfortunately from McLaren's point of view, they are at the moment they're 1 car down already, and Baz is also down in 17th position as well, so not looking too good then in the battle for the constructors there. Of course then Williams are in 6th and 10th at the moment now, but Payne's in, it's just so good, and just so good drivers, aren't they? But they need to get the points on the board as well, don't they? Right then, so we've got a safety car at the moment. Burn Mylander is leading us on lap 3 then as well. Of course, we was expecting safety cars around here are quite high probability, aren't they? With I think we've had a safety car in almost every race in ALR, more or less, haven't we? I think there's only in ALR across gold, silver, and bronze. I'm sure that there's a safety car has appeared in all but 1 race. So so that just shows that it's almost a 100% strike rate, isn't it? Nunda in the first up safety car streak continues. I wonder if we're going to get that tomorrow as well. Of course, Nunda will be bouncing back from a fantastic podium last time out in Silverstone, wasn't it? Goodness me. So can Nunda get some more points on the board as well? Of course, Nunda also driving for the Williams team, but Williams are in a completely different prospect for what they are in Silverstone, because Williams are right at the sharp end, the constructors. Safety cars in this lap then. We are going to be back racing then here in Hungary as well. Then we've got a lot more hard tyres there out now. We had 3 at the beginning, now we're on 5. So we've only got 1 soft runner now, and that's V Todd there, but he's made the most of them. Can he make the most of them once again then, and get himself throughout the field then? Serious Mesher and V Todd are quite close in the championship, aren't they, as they are both battling for that second promoted spot at the moment, aren't they? Which at the moment with Gurman 37 points in front of that second place spot then. Right then, here we go, we're going back racing. Both Haas drivers there are very keen to get going. New Potato drops the hammer. We are back racing here in Hungary, and let's go then. Lap 3 completed, and Liam has really compromised himself out of the final turn, and Wilson is never shy of an overtake. We got a problem. We got a major problem because Shane is dropping down the order. Shane's got issues. Shane has had problems. That's a problem for the AlphaTauri. He has got no power. He's got no power in the AlphaTauri. He has got damage to the front wing as well, as Frisky Biscuit and Woods has got the inside as well. That's a Ferrari going up and under, and Exile is also past Biscuit as well. No, then it's Woods. I'm getting the 2 Renaults mixed up. Exile is up in the 14th position then, and problems there for Shane. He has dropped right down then to the other back. What a shame there for Shane as well. Of course, what a big blow then, and Troy has now got past Shane. Shane has dropped right down to the back of the field then, and that's a huge blow for the man who's been on pole position then twice then in this season. On board then with Wilson, and Wilson's had a fantastic season so far, hasn't he? He's had a podium as well. Wilson has so brilliant 17th, and that was a couple of races ago in the French Grand Prix, wasn't it? Really biding his time then, but here tonight he's at the sharp end of the field. He's not only shown he's a good racing driver and coming through the field, he's also good at battling at the sharp end of the field as well. But we're only on lap 4. Can Wilson maintain this pace then? Because I think that the front 3 are going to be electric, aren't they? But let's see them. This is a long old way to go, isn't it? We're only on lap 5. We've still got 30 laps to go around here. There's a 35 lap race, this one is, so there's a lot of lappage to do as well. You're going to get very dizzy by the end of this one. And you've got the 2 racing points then who are quite close together as well. And we've got Exiles all over the back of the Frisky Biscuit, and there he is now then. No DRS yet then. We have to wait till the end of this lap then. And he's having a look on the inside there. Car 91 there, having a look at Woods there. Not quite. Shane has got a 5-second penalty as his misery is being compiled there, isn't it? What a shame there as well for the AlphaTauri driver, who is dropped right down to the back of the field as well. And in terms of the constructors, how important is that then? Well, then AlphaTauri are only a point in front of Racing Point, so that Racing Point will now move up into 5th position as well, which is exactly what they want to hear, isn't it? Look at the understeer on that Ferrari, goodness me. That Ferrari just refused to turn, didn't it? As Exile almost went straight on then. Exile's on newer medium tyres, and remember last night that the fresher tyres there, I thought it was going to be difficult for Emerson. And remember, Emerson said the same thing actually, didn't he? When he was interviewing him after the race there, where he was expecting it to be tough to come back through the field there, after he thought it was a mistake to pit under the virtual safety car, but these fresh tyres was such an advantage, wasn't it? So yeah, so maybe that's going to encourage some drivers out to make pit stops and make more aggressive strategy decisions then in this race. And we're just watching the Racing Point guys, we've already mentioned them. They are currently now up into a very fine fourth position in the constructors as well. As we're coming down to turn one, Potato is now being squeezed by Gurman then. These two great rivals, and I've got to say it's becoming a history maker rivalry, isn't it? As these two have come up the ranks together, haven't they? But at the moment there is Gurman who has the high ground in the constructors, in the driver standards, but also in this race as well. As look at that, Potato struggling there on the exit out of turn 2 there, and Gurman there is giving him a good old squeeze as well as he comes up into turn 4. I gotta say, you have to be a brave soldier to go up in between there, haven't you? And gosh, there was, I think there was an overtake up there last night, wasn't it? Oh my goodness me, that Payne's got a 3-second penalty in the Williams as well there. And a lovely shot there, a lovely shot there, as you can see under the cars, can you? And the cars are being worked, aren't they? So the rear wing is trying to force the car down to the floor, aren't they? It's like upside down aeroplanes, isn't it? Wings, these are. The airplanes, the wings on the airplanes makes the plane go up, more or less, stuff like that, and these rear wings make the cars go down, don't they? And that's as best I can describe it, because I'm not very technical. All I know is, as I've said it before, I say it again, I just love racing. As they're coming down through turn 13 as well then. So at the moment, New Potato doesn't seem to be scampering off into the distance at the moment. Tormo Rosso is out of the race. He's the only retiree so far in this race at the moment, and we're coming through there to complete a lap 6 now as well. And DRS there is right on the money then for Gurman. Then I think this will be Gurman's first attempt then, as he comes down to turn 1, nothing yielding just yet then. We've also got V-Top then, who is now gaining on his teammate as well. And of course, the two racing points are so close in the championship, they do not want to cause any dramas for both of those two, do they? Dan Murphy there is going to try and go switch up and under there on Kingston as well. These two started off as teammates at the beginning of the season, didn't they? And now Murphy though is of course a super sub, isn't he? A bit like Hulkenberg. Coming back to the battle for the lead then as well then. So New Potato then going slightly wide in turn 5. We've seen that 3 people in qualifying 2 spin off there, didn't we? I think someone named it the Curb of Doom there. So it's very difficult challenge in times out there, isn't it? Of course, we are not expecting any wet weather, and I think Emerson said shame no rain tonight, really spiced things up last night and made it very, oh my goodness me, and Gurman is off the circuit there. Oh goodness gracious me there. And I'm just looking back at the stream there, as the stream slightly behind on my and he almost Ghost there almost went to the back of him there as well. And I think did Gurman get on the curve? I was reading the comments there. Never take your eye off the ball, Sean. Goodness me. Now then, as a Potato has now got the championship leader, which is Gurman there. He hasn't damaged the car, but he is now right on the back foot, isn't he? And now Ghost then can sense that Gurman's on his back foot there. And Gurman there is trying to weave there. He's trying to break the slipstream, isn't he? And Ghost is not interested in this, because he wants to get past the championship leader. Gurman is trying to squeeze on the outside, so Ghost is going to go back up on the inside as well. Look at how much the car is trying to scroll underneath him. And V-Todd is now in the 7th position as well. But I've got to go back to this battle here. This is fantastic. Not quite then, as Gurman there. And look at Ghost as well. You can see the cars are getting very slippery underneath there. And now Liam is the next car behind New Potato. I'm sure the gap was 2 seconds. It's come down to 1.8 then. Lovely shot from the nose cone here, the Ferrari. Absolutely lovely shot indeed then. That was beautiful. Picturesque indeed then. Of course, the Ferrari cars may be slow this season. In terms of real order form, we're not in ALR, definitely not in ALR Silver. They got 2 cracking drivers in the form of Ghost and Exile, haven't they? But in Formula 1, they are pretty slow, but I've got to say they're still a work of art, aren't they? And I really like the burgundy Ferrari. The Ferrari 1000 was absolutely a stunning car, wasn't it? Really lovely. Of course, they were more of a darker red than back in the 95 season, weren't they? And I think the 96 was when they became more of the brighter scarlet Ferrari, didn't they, really? So as we're just watching Ghost as well, as Gurman has found his feet, hasn't he? And is just trying to pull away then. But yeah, Gurman making a major mistake then, isn't he? So the championship leader, we haven't seen much of the mistakes from Gurman lately, have we? He had a couple of issues there in the midfield right at the beginning of the season, but he's the winner of the last 3 races, isn't he? He's trying to go for 4 here tonight then. but he's definitely put himself on the back foot, hasn't he? He's now got to get back past Wilson, and he's also got to get past his teammate as well. King and Murphy is trying to displace Kingdom. Murphy's on the outside, but at the moment Kingdom is still holding the inside as well there, but he's giving Murphy just about enough room there. A very gentlemanly driver, isn't he? Kingdom is as I would have tried to chop the nose off. Oh my goodness me, Murphy has gone right off. Oh, he's in the wall, and Murphy is in the wall there, and oh goodness me there, Murphy completely misjudges breaking point now. I'm wondering if he's got a BBW issue there, but we'll find out anyway. Of course, that's break by wire, and I hope no one else has got their mind in the gutter. We're just watching Wilson there as well, as he is just coming out of the chicane as well. So Wilson and Gurman at the moment there are really close together to one another at this moment in time then. No, unfortunately, Murphy there is lost 3 seconds because of that mistake. I don't think he damaged that wing on that Alfa Romeo, did he? I know it's a McLaren, but he's in the Alfa Romeo, meant to be anyway. But yeah, I think that Murphy there did hit the wall quite hard, but they must make him very strong over in Switzerland, don't they? In the Sauber, which is actually, of course, the Alfa Romeo, which been rebadged to Sauber, hasn't it? So I think they still have their base only in Switzerland now as they come over the line as well. Of course, the former Alfa Romeo team was owned by Peter Sauber, wasn't he? He was the founder, wasn't he? He was the team boss. Gurman goes up the inside, stamping on the brake pedal. He has gone up. He has passed Wilson. Wilson's trying to go up and under, but Gurman has the advantage, doesn't he? And he is now through, and Gurman is locking up those tires. Goodness me, he might have the same problem as Alex Albon if he ain't careful. Goodness gracious me, they're stamping on that brake pedal quite heavily at this stage. We've just seen the race leaders go through that. There's Gurman trying to come back through the field then after having some issues as well then. But Gurman there, of course, there. We'll come back to that in a minute because Exile. Oh my goodness me! And Exile and Flea there are battling for 13th for 12th position there. Exile, of course, pitted earlier on there. Oh, a bit of corner cutting there, taking liberties with the corner. Exile was there, but it is a Frisky Biscuit that got the 3-second penalty as well. And then now coming into the chicane and Moan Flea on a good race in up in 12th position. Good stuff indeed there from the Red Bull, and he's on hard tyres as well then, so he is not going to be pitting any time in the near future, is he? And of course, why should he that? So we might have a bit of a conga line just like last night. We've got a bit of more of a fuel spread tonight though, haven't we? Of course, last night it was so close, wasn't it? It was nip and tuck all the way up and down the field then. It was so close there, but tonight there's a bit of a fuel spread, so it's a much more different race, isn't it? Of course, variety is the spice of life, and I quite enjoy a couple of different races there. And look at Exile there, getting on the power, and that Ferrari was not too keen on that, was it? As coming, unfortunately, someone in the pits there, but no, both Renaults are still. Lionel Stern then in 14th and 15th position there. Of course, Woods was in the top 10, they had a good qualifying, but unfortunately is now down into 15th position then, as Flea there trying to break up the Sipster as well. Flea is 6 points now, isn't he? Of course, he's really there's a Frisky Biscuit there, get on the loud pedal, and he has dropped down, and now you can see them, they're all streaming past. Gordo down in 17th position at the moment there in the Red Bull. Of course, he's making his full debut tonight. Troy hasn't made any impression either in the back of this queue. Then we've got Shane, who's 25 seconds down the road as well, and there's a lot of big names there that are really out of sorts at this stage of proceeding so far, aren't they? And Gordo there is look at this, and is this these line of cars there is going to get very interested, aren't they? And you can see climbing over the curbs as well. Lovely stuff indeed there, as Flea there is still the man there in front of this train, isn't he? He's still leader, and look at how much Exile is going wide there, almost onto the grass then. Gurman is now 2 seconds behind his teammate, but his teammate Liam, 1.3 seconds away at the moment. He hasn't had a podium yet in his this is third start though, so of course I'm putting a lot of pressure on Liam, but of course he's a fine racing driver, isn't he, Liam? He's absolutely impeccable, isn't he, Liam? So we are expecting a lot of good things there, and that is a super team at Haas now, isn't it? And interesting to see how they can work together as well. But I think that even though Liam is down in 18th position at the moment there, and he probably won't be going for the championship this season, I think he would like to build on it for next season, won't he? As Exile is now up past Flea, and does he? No, because Flea brakes so much later. He has got a good old brake pedal, Flea, hasn't he? Very much Daniel Ricciardo-esque there. Goodness me then for Flea, but he has now dropped down into 13th position there, but he's gone back over there. There's a bit of contact there. Oh, and the Renault's also gone to the back of him as well. And now Baz is on the outside. My goodness me then. And now then his Baz is up into a 14th position there. By this time now, and that is what he needs to do here in Hungary, isn't it? Oh, and Woods there almost losing the car. Of course, he's on fresh medium tires as well. I wouldn't say fresh anymore. Gordo and Gordo and Troy are also side by side. Troy has now gone up the inside as well. He passes two cars there, and there's a problem with Frisky Biscuit. He's dropping down the order, isn't he? Frisky Biscuit on a bit of a difficult day out there, isn't he? I don't think this is a Frisky's type of track, is it? Yeah, Troy there moving up 2 positions there. We got 2 for the price of 1 there. Lovely stuff indeed there from the Mercedes driver. He is in 16th position on the same tyres now as Baz, Woods and Gordo as well. And into the pits then comes V-Todd then. He was on soft tyres, wasn't he, V-Todd? This is Murphy has gained those 3 seconds that he lost there several laps ago, wasn't it, after running very wide in turn 2, and luckily didn't break in his car wing there, did he? Now he's alongside King's He passes King's moves up into 9th position, but King's is going back up and under as well. King's on the medium tyres. There's a bit of a kiss there between King's and Murphy, but job done there from the Alfa Romeo driver, and he is away as well. Where's V-Todd coming up? V-Todd is now about 5.1 seconds beyond Frisky Biscuit. He's got a nice clear bit of track now, hasn't he? Frisky Biscuit will be coming in the pits in a not too distant future, of course. He's on 12 lap old medium tyres. And we're on board now with V-Todd as well, and he needs to pump some lap times in now as well. Itchy is definitely within his undercut zone, isn't he? He was about 3 seconds behind Itchy, and also we got Ghost there, who's also quite close to him as well. So getting very interesting. Talking of interest, and here is Ghost now, who's having a fine drive, isn't he? Ghost is, and of course the highlight of this season will be the Dutch Grand Prix, and I don't think it would get any higher for him than that. But then he has scored points in almost every race since then, apart from 2. Where he didn't finish Spain and other, and of course they didn't get any points in Britain either. Gurman is applying the undercut now. He comes into the pits there, and he is going on to the medium tyres. It's a one-stop strategy, we believe, and of course rain did curtail a lot of the strategy calls last night then, but he's in the pits. Gurman is as well. Let's see how quickly he can get back through the field. Last night that was a bit of a concern, wasn't it, for some of the leaders then, but it didn't seem to be a problem at all for the leaders as they was flying through then. Gurman is out then, but Excel's got fresher tyres, but he couldn't get the power down, could he? For 11 lap roads on those medium tyres there for Excel, he just couldn't get the power down. And that is critical for Gurman, isn't it, if he wants to undercut his teammate, and potentially Potato as well. They need to react now, don't they, the 2 race leaders, because I feel that Gurman is now going to be very quick, isn't he? He's going to be quicker than a hiccup, which has been my favourite saying for the last couple of races, hasn't it? We just got Flea, who has now got Baz and Woody behind him as well, and this is getting, oh my goodness me, they're snaking around out there, isn't they? Goodness me then, they're all shaking their rear end tonight. Oh gosh, I think it's a Sunday, not a Saturday night then, but it feels like it's Saturday night boogieing out there in Hungary. On board now with Troy as well, and he's got a very bad understeer there, hasn't he? Oh gosh, coming through turn 9, I think that was there, and look at Gordo, he is right off the track there, and he's well out of the track limits there. Gordo is running very wide, and Frisky is going to be very interested in that then. Liam is in the pits then, but New Potato is staying out of the road, and let's see what the harsh driver did, and he changes tyres and he is on to the hard tyres, and where's he going to come out then? Here comes Gurman. Haas are quite the way down the pit lane then, and Dan is just past him as well. Kingdom is coming down the pit lane, there he is, and look at that then, and Gurman there was, it wasn't enough there, just about, he can just reach out and touch Liam almost, can he? But unfortunately for Gurman there, he didn't do the undercut, didn't work, and he's on the outside of Kingdom as well. There's a bit of contact there, he is going on the outside there, he is through, he passes Kingdom, that's on fresher tyres of course, but good manoeuvre nonetheless from Gurman then, and I feel that as New Potato made a mistake here, well, we're going to find out, ain't we, in the not too distant future, but I'm wondering if he's made a mistake. He does have the high ground, the moat now of coming into the, he has the high ground of leading this race, doesn't he? But I wonder if that undercut is going to hurt him, and both Haas's are going to be in front of him, while Liam is 1.2 seconds away from Gurman at the moment, so the undercut isn't too powerful by the looks then, but we'll find out then with the hard tyres just about to get up to temperature as well. I wonder if the hard tyres are struggling to get up to temperature actually. That's just a food for thought perhaps then, in my brain there. It's really just it just occurred to me about that. Now the race here is in the pits, and Ghost is staying out though, and Ghost leads the race. I think this is the first time Ghost leads the race since the Dutch Grand Prix. Remember what happened there? And of course he beat the New Potato to the line by just a fraction of the margins, didn't they? Ghost is coming out the pits now as well, as Liam has set the quickest final sector then, where look, there's Potato. Liam has taken the lead here in the Hungarian Grand Grand Prix, and Potato is down into second position there, and maybe he did react slightly too late then. He does have fresher tyres, so doesn't he, later on then by a lap, but is that going to be enough then? Liam takes the lead then. Gurman sets a fast out of the race, and Liam was formidable in the final sector. He was flying in the final sector as well. This is a fantastic race, isn't it? Liam, yeah, and look at the background, there's a Ferrari and Mercedes are right close together as well. This is what I want to see, isn't it? We want to see Liam, Potato and Gurman battling out then. It won the oldest and grandest racetracks in the world. It's the Hungarian Grand Prix. I wouldn't say that this is I'd say that this is definitely a class. I love this track then. It's very difficult indeed. A lot of some of the drivers don't like it, don't they? As we've already heard in the comments, but of course it's old school, isn't it? If you're going to go off, you're going to go off in the big way. Unfortunately, Tormer also has found out, and also we've seen a lot of drivers in qualifying as well. Kingdom is under a lot of pressure, isn't he? Pit lane, and it is is Exile's teammate of Ghost is in the pits. Also, Itch is in the pits as well. That means that the second Williams of Pains, who's on the hard tyres there, is now leading this race, and Murphy is in second position as well then. But Murphy is being hotly contested, isn't it, between himself and the Haas as well then. As we've also got New Potato there really starting to go to pace as well. Look at this then, and Exile is passing, or has he? Because Kingdom is not giving up then. Out of the pits there in the background is Ghost, and it's going to be a battle between Ghost and that is also for position as well. Look at this then, and if Big Wilson is through, is he? He is through. He's back into a fantastic he's back in front of Ghost as well, and Kingdom is not giving up then. It's excellent. Oh my goodness me then, it's tire on tire there, but Kingdom is keeping his foot in there. It's going to be side by side turn 4. Oh my goodness me, and Kingdom, what a defensive maneuver for Kingdom, fantastic. Wilson in 8th position there, he has gone in front of Ghost as well, and as the strategies are really thrown up as well, and brilliant stuff indeed then, as Nadjan's just climbing over the curves as well. Lovely 17, look at them all then, as they are all just flying over me, and goodness me, that made me jump. I don't know what that big thing was in front of the screen. I thought it was a spider at first, and I gotta say, I'm a big old wimp when it comes to spiders. As we're just watching there, Murphy, who is in second position moment then, but Murphy has now started to form a bit of a queue behind him, hasn't he? So we got Liam, yeah, we got New Potato, we got Gurman as well. It's interesting to see actually, of course Murphy was the early pace setter in silver, wasn't he? But oh my goodness me, Gurman is through, he passes Potato, Potato's dropped down the third position, but Potato's not giving up there. We've also got Liam, yeah, who's out who's through and passes Murphy, and look at Potato, he's gone so much for purchase out of turn number 1, fantastic. Liam is now up in the second position, and he has got 9/10 of a second, and Gurman has gone wide then, and this is brilliant. So the two rivals of gold now in silver are battling away here in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Lovely shot for the nose cone here as well as we go into turn 4. Lovely 17 then goes. Oh my goodness man, that's a smash, that's a smash. And Vicky is still in the race. Oh my goodness me, Kingdom has just had one of the biggest shunts that you will ever see, and oh goodness gracious me, he has damaged the car, but how is he still in the race is beyond me. And oh goodness me then, and Kingdom there has damaged the car, hasn't he? He just got the car got away from him. What a shunt there from Kingdom. Almost well, it's not as big as Jonathan Cox's shunt in the Spanish Grand Prix, but Kingdom definitely was definitely in the postcode for a big one, wasn't it? But unfortunately for Kingdom, that's just that's really curtailed his really strong race as well, because he was battling, wasn't he, through battling away for some points, wasn't he? And look at Liam then, he is now going for the lead. He passes Paynes there. He's on much fresher hard tyres there. Frisky's got a 3-second penalty as well, and I thought I seen Gurman in the pits there, but no, Gurman is still in 4th position, and there it's a lot more calmer in the battle for 3rd and 4th position this time around there. Paynes there is stayed out for a moment, but we've got Murphy in the pits, and oh look at this, and Fleet is accelerated on the outside, and of course these guys are on similar strategies at the moment, so it's very important as he goes up the inside there. But Woods there has got the high ground there, hasn't he, on the outside. He'll have the inside for the next turn, and we've got Troy in this battle as well. These guys, not a lot of these guys are cutting the pits, but it looks like, have they? Hardly anyone's cutting the pits. The guy in the background has though, that is V Todd, Serious Mushroom, and also Itchy and Flea as well off the circuit there, and that is going to allow Gordo and also Troy through, and we've got both Racing Points are also going to get through as well. And look at this, and it's oh my goodness me then. And look, and the fleet are struggling, isn't it? Goodness me then. As you can see, look at how much more those fresher tires are just so much. It's day and night, isn't it? Fleet is struggling there. Look at the understeer on that Red Bull there. He is going he's going off the circuit quite a lot, isn't he? But it's hopefully a bit of a bit of you know, just a bit of a rapport for now, haven't we? A bit of a break there in the action there, but I don't think that's going to be the case, is it? Wilson's on a fantastic drive, isn't it? Both him and Ghost are brilliant at the moment out there. You just got Tango saying last night was all out of action, but this is the race strategy. Indeed, it is, isn't it? Of course, a medium. Oh no, it's a medium too. It's Kingto is facing the wrong way. What a shame for Kingto. He was having such a good race, wasn't he? In the action there, but he is now facing the wrong way and coming out to turn 5, isn't he? Of course, it was the hards to the mediums, or the mediums to the hard tires, isn't it? That is the race strategy, and we've got a racing point. Vitor is in the wall. He's in the wall out of turn 1. The man who's second in the world championship is coming a cropper. Oh dear, Vitor then having issues there with 15 laps to go. It's a perilous race, isn't it? We've also got yellow flags there in the sector 2 section as well. And I have no idea what is going on then. And I think it's Kingdom there is just trying to get out of the way. I think he is, and there's Ghost there who is just going off the track slightly. Oh goodness me, then the Hungarian Grand Prix has gone absolutely incredible, hasn't it? It's gone mega in the last couple of laps there. Oh my goodness me then. So the Wilson is still doing a good job then, and the yellow flags I think is for Kingdom. What a shame for Kingdom then, having a strong race, wasn't he? But he is now quite a way down, isn't he, after 2 mistakes in the last couple of laps. Oh gosh, and Potato at the moment then is now coming down into turn 1 then as well. So excuse me, I've got a problem with my battery. Anyway, yes, we are back here. I apologise. I should have charged my controller up. Right then, so in the moment we've got Liam, then we got New Potato and Gurman. That's a safety car. We got a safety car, and I think it's for. Oh dear, it is for Kingdom then, and Kingdom has got is out of the race there, and that is coming into the pits, isn't it? I think it is. So oh my goodness me, Coulthard, remember, had the same issue in Adelaide 95, which I really don't like saying, and this safety car. And as we're coming down into turn 1 again, and apologies guys, and I've got a dodgy controller here, haven't I? But unfortunately I don't think I'll be able to swap it because I haven't got one. Right then, so at the moment then as well, then we have got you got Frisky Biscuit there, Shane there coming out of the pits now then, so Shane coming out of the pits, and we've got V Todd also coming out of the pits as well then. So we've got a safety car here, because I think then that it's Kington who's crashed in the exit of the pit lane. Because of that has really caused all kinds of shenanigans, hasn't it? So safety car out then with just 14 laps to go then in this Hungarian Grand Prix. Liam is coming into the pits then. Also in the pits is New Potato is staying out there. So Gurman in the pits, and both horses are going to be queuing up here, aren't they, as well? Look at Gurman there stamping on the brakes then as he comes into the pits then. And look at this. I think he is too close, isn't he? He's too close to his teammate, and this is going to hurt Gurman. How much is it going to hurt Gurman? There is a 10-second deficit, isn't there, between himself and Wilson. So this might not be too painful. And the Haas mechanics go to work then. They're going onto the medium tires, and once again Potato there is not reacting slightly later than everyone else, and I wonder if this is a strategy as well. Tango was saying then that the strategy was perhaps then to go from soft to medium. Or soft to medium then, but unfortunately then that's not the case now with the safety car who is now on circuit, isn't it? So at the moment then we got Gurman who's come up behind Paynes, and Paynes has stayed out then on circuit because well, he's only done 1 lap, hasn't he? So Paynes is really making up a couple of positions, and we've got Itchy. It really is then, indeed. And oops, apologies guys then, I got dodgy connections and all that kind of jazz, and I think I should have replaced this cable quite a long time ago, shouldn't I? Anyway, right then, let's see if that does it now then as well then. So we got both Williams as the 3rd and 4th at the moment. Murphy has now got himself back into the action as well. He is in 4th position. Lovely stuff indeed there from Murphy there. Of course, this is a strong drive, isn't it? From near the back of the field there, right up into it now. Lovely stuff indeed then. We got Wilson then, who is just on the fresh medium tire as well. People aren't coming to pits is Itchy and Potato then, and I think Frisky Biscuit hasn't come in the pits either, but they're all got young tires ish or thereabouts then. 5 laps for the hard tire. And also we have got the we've also got Itchy as well on 4-lap old hard tires as well then. So yeah, this is going to be frantic towards the end of this race, isn't it then? Right then, here we go then. So the safety cars out at the moment, and Bert Mylander then is Bert Mylander is leading us around the field at the moment then. Fres, we are now, hopefully we'll get back racing in the not too distant future, hopefully anyway, because yeah, we want to have a sprint race then to the end of this one. This is going to be fantastic. Let's take stock then, as we are on lap 23 out of 35 then, and it is a New Potato who leads the race. He hasn't come in the pit, so has he? We got Liam in second position. Can he get his first race win of his silver career? This is going to get very interesting indeed then. Third position is Itchy, with Murphy in fourth, then Paynes is in fifth position. Sixth position is German. He has lost a couple positions there, of course, the two Haas guys. That's the problem about having two competitive drivers, isn't it? As they were too close on circuit, and because of that, German has lost a couple of positions as well. And of course Paynes and Itchy and Murphy didn't come in the pits either. We got Wilson down in 7th position now as well, but they're on the fresh medium tires. Then Ghost is in 8th position then. Baz is in 9th then, with Woods in 10th position then. Flea is in 11th position and just outside the points then. 12th position is Troy. 13th is Serious Mushroom then. 14th position is Frisky Biscuit. Gordo in 15th then. Exile in 16th then. Shane in 17th after on a very difficult race then, but he's still oh goodness me, Wilson's got a 5-second penalty. This is not good at all, is it, from Wilson's point of view, because he's on such a good race. He is in at 7th position at the moment, isn't he? But and safety car is in the end of the start then. We are going to be back racing in just a jiffy as well then. VTOD is in the 18th position as well, but Shane and VTOD, and this is a bit of a reprieve now for them, isn't it? So kind of a level playing field then, with 12 laps to go then. Kingdom out of the race then, crashing on the entry in the pit lane there, which I got to say, Cool Fart has done that as well, and a lot of other drivers have done that over the years, as I keep mentioning it quite often there, and Farf did it as well in our pre-season race, so of course I thought I'd throw that one in there. We've also got Torma Rosso, who is at 5-second penalty for Woods as well. Woods is also in the points there. Wilson and Woods there is really giving themselves an uphill battle. We're back racing here in Hungary. We're on lap 24 then, and here we go once again then, as now as we're coming down the field. And look at this, Ghost and German and Wilson there are very close to the back of each other. German is very close to the back of the Williams as well. German is going up the inside, then locking up, then Ghost is on the outside, but Wilson appears from nowhere. Oh goodness me, and look at this, they are now flying and out of turn 1 as well. Ghost going off the inside into turn number 2, goes in deep there, and let's see what he can do. Good stuff indeed there, but look at that, and it's the Ferrari is through and back up into 7th position as well. Lovely stuff indeed then, is Wilson's dropped down to 8th position. I thought he's going to have a lunge up the inside as well, but job well done there from Ghost then, and he is now been 6th position then. His next target is the championship leader. It is of course German as well, but look in front then, and that is William then, who is now putting the squeeze, isn't he, on a New Potato. He's never won a race, and nor has Liam yet either. Oh goodness me then, something has got to give then. German is down in 6th position, he's on his back foot then, and the man who was going for 4 race wins in a row here tonight there is only 6, and he's got to get past the Williams, 2 Williamses and a Alfa Romeo as well, disguised as the McLaren in the form of Dan Murphy, and those 3 drivers are not going to get out of his way, are they? Not by a long shot then. And look at it, this race is absolutely fantastic, coming out of the final turn as well. He has got the overtake. Look at that green bar then, as Liam just used the overtake there, coming out of the final turn. Lovely over the shoulder shot here from Liam. Look at the background as Murphy is gaining. I think he's on the inside. He is on the inside, passes Itchy. This is a battle for the final podium, and has he done it? Not yet then. Look at this, Itchy's on a good slingshot out of turn 1 then, coming down to turn 2. Murphy is up into a fantastic 3rd position as well, but he's on 5 lap medium tires then. The hard tires might come back with it then. German is now also oh my goodness me, he is going on the outside. Oh my word, and look at this, they're going to get very close, they're getting very friendly then. In turn 5, German had a bit of a snake there as well, and Itchy's also getting involved there, because I think Itchy's made a mistake, and German's on the outside when the Williams is there, and Itchy has dropped down. Itchy's had some issues there, and German is now in the 4th position there, so Itchy is having some major problems there in the Williams. What has gone on with Itchy then? Of course he is on the hard tires. We don't expect him to have any problems to the end of the race, but he's some major problems there for Itchy, and he's having some major gremlins then, as Goats is now in the 6th position as well. Look at the queue of cars then, 11 laps to go here in Hungary then. And Baz is dropping down the order. What is going on with Baz? Oh, Baz is off the circuit there. And yeah, oh dear, that's not good at all. It's it for Baz, and get out of the way as quick as possible. And there's V Todd, and the man who's second in the World Championship is currently out of the points set. He is going to be dropping an awful long way down this, awful way long down the championship, isn't he? At this stage of proceedings, at the moment, and a new potato, as far as I'm concerned. Let me just take a look at me mask there. He will be he is 9 points behind V Todd. He will be in front of him come the end of this race, and of course he's also going to be taking a bite out of German as well. But German is now fourth position then, so he can get himself right back in the thick of it. This is the battle for the lead here in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Lovely onboard footage here from Liam as well. Then it's a potato who didn't come in the pits, and so he has the advantage then, doesn't he? He rolled the dice, and Murphy is what? Oh, Kurt is a potato there again on the loud pedal there, snaking a bit there, wasn't he? But he's keeping it at the moment. Yellow flag then is at Alfa Romeo. Baz is facing the wrong way. That tricky turn 5, and he is recovering now. But going, oh, look at this! There's on the inside. He's going for the lead. He takes the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix. And Potato's in the wall. Potato is out of the race. Oh my word! New Potato is out of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Oh, he's gonna be furious. And that's another haul of points again. It's a Potato has unfortunately thrown away. He hasn't scored now since round 10 in France there, and in the last in the last 5 rounds, he's only scored 30 odd points when 100 and when I think it was about 125-ish is up for grabs there. So that is not good at all. It's a new Potato who is looking surefire of getting into the getting into second position. It's all been thrown on his head now. And Cirrus Mushroom, who's fourth in the World Championship, is also out of the points here. Then I know this is a good day for one of the guys lower down the championship. For example, Liam here be jumping up a long way in the championship. German then, who was looking at a championship loss, is now looking at a championship gain here. Incredible stuff indeed then. And I'm just on board then with Paint as well. Ghost is on a fantastic fourth position, isn't he? Brilliant stuff indeed then. Paint is having a strong performance as well in the Williams, and brilliant stuff fed all around. And there's been some mighty good pace here tonight. And Flea also in the points as well. There's been some amazing drives out there tonight, isn't there? And here's one of them, German as well, who I've got to say is probably the hardest race of German in the last few races, hasn't it? But goodness me, then absolutely fine stuff indeed then. And Liam there is now 1.7 seconds away then, as we are now counting down to the laps. We're on board with the championship leader. Liam has also set the fastest lap of the race as well, and he's really on a fine vessel now, isn't he? Dan Murphy there, can he defend then? Not too hard, Murphy can then. There's a German stamps on the brake pedal there. He is up into second position. Murphy is trying to go up the inside there, or shall I say the outside into turn 2. Not quite. German once again then stamping on that brake pedal. Wilson, yellow flag there. We got problems there at the back, and oh my goodness, I think it's Flea has lost his front wing there. Oh no, poor Flea. He was in the points there last time we spoke about it. Yeah, and we got a safety car, and it's a safety car as well, and so we got another safety car in this incredible. Baz is out of the race, and that's both McLarens are not scoring. Williams are going to be off the bottom as it stands at the moment, and in the constructors end, which is just as important as the drivers in my opinion then. So this is going to be a bit of a strategy conundrum now for some people out there, isn't it? They came into the pits there about a couple laps ago. Safety car only came in about 6 laps ago, didn't they? This has been incredible racing, hasn't it? Up 28 out of 35 as well then, and oh my word, then it has been absolutely incredible, hasn't it? Sam there has just said hi. Hello Sam, I hope you're well. So I think you can finally get a word in then after it's been an incredible race there. So Liam is staying out. Who is coming in the pits then? Murphy, I think, is rolling the dice and coming into the pits then. It is I think it is Bazin who has crashed quite heavily at the turn 2 by looks, and so safety car is out of the pits, and of course said Alonso crashed there as well back in 2006, I think it was, wasn't it? He came on the pits there and he had a failure, didn't he? And it just completely spat him off the circuit there. This might be a short safety car period though, because the cars are quite tightly condensed up, aren't they? Murphy is on soft tires for Paint as well. Both Williamses are in the pits then, so at the moment Williams are not getting any points either at this stage of proceedings. Exile on soft tires, Frisky on soft, and Flea, luckily for Flea, he's also getting some points as well. So then, how does that stack up in the results set? So Serious Mushroom is now back in the points, and he is on course for 6 points as it stands at the moment. Then I'll talk about the championship a lot tonight because this is the second half of the season, and this is what they're all fighting for, isn't it? The championship, and that is what they're all here for today, is to be the world champion, of course, of silver. Well, at the moment, German there is still looking formidable. V Todd there is just about keeping in second position there, but he is still, well, he's got 1 point to his name at the moment there, and so is Serious Mushroom as well, which will also, that were about half the deficit between himself and New Potato, with New Potato out of the race then, and goodness me then, for only 30 points in the last 5 rounds there for New Potato. Of course, if we only had the points, if we only had 10 points for the race win, like we did all the way up to about 2009, that would be a good innings there, wouldn't it? But that is such a shame for Irish Potato. Of course, I think that's out of a possible 125-ish, isn't it? So that is a big blow. Emerson saying that think everyone who pitted there is a mistake then. It's going to be hard to overtake there from, of course, Emerson, the championship leaders point of view then. So it's great to have a championship leaders input there, and so it's great to have all your opinions and inputs into the comments as well. I'm loving it, and keep them all coming in as well. As you can see, we've got 16 cars remaining then in this Hungarian Grand Prix on lap 30 out of 35. So who is Emerson talking about this coming the pit set? So it's all the soft shod runners then. As you can see on the left hand side tower, we got Murphy, who is on soft tires, Paynes is on soft, Itchy on medium tires. I wonder if he had no softs left. Exol on the soft tires, Frisky and Flea also on soft. Flea unfortunately had to come in the pits there because he caused some damage to his car there, didn't he? I'm not sure if him and Baz came to blows then, but they was in the vicinity of each other. But I might be coming up with 2 and 2 and coming up with 44, which should probably make about as much sense to me because I'm very appalling at mass. So anyone in the top 8 then, the top 10 hasn't pitted. Everyone outside the top 10 has pitted in this final stage of proceedings. And hopefully the safety car will be in at the end of this lap then. Hopefully my controller will not die anymore either there as well, as I feel I've got a dodgy cable by the looks, and both Williamses are again very too close for comfort then, and oh goodness me then, so I think they might need to back off each other there, to give themselves some space as well, especially with Paynes there on the soft tires as well, isn't it? So he is going to have a pace advantage at this stage of proceedings, isn't it? As we're just waiting for that golden message to come out on the race control then, where Bert Mylander will be called off, will be called back into the pits, and we'll be back racing then with Liam going for his first race win of his career. German is going for his 4th race win of his career and his 4th race win in a row. My goodness me then. And of course a couple of laps ago I wouldn't have believed that for 1 iota there. There it is, safety cars in this lap then. We was having Liam and Potato battling for the lead, wasn't we? Coming down to this corner here before unfortunately Potato out of the race, and it's a big blow for Irish Potato, isn't it? And Ghost is now on the podium as well, so good stuff indeed there. Ghost celebrating his 30th race start in silver here tonight, and he could celebrate it with some champagne there on the podium as well. Lovely stuff indeed then, as we're coming now out then, and we're about to get back racing again, and it's a Haas 1-2 then, and we are back racing here in the Hungarian Grand Prix. That's the one. So 31, we got 5 laps to go then, as we got a Renault there right down the back there. Is Woods there is having some issues because Troy is that with the 5th. Fantastic stuff there for Troy. Serious Mushroom is out. Look, Woods is back up the inside. He's knocked up. He's gone steaming in there, and Woods there dropping right down the order then. That might have been a bit late from Woods' point of view, and Troy there is carrying on. Then Shane is now alongside Gordo. Gordo has got to get back. He's not giving up though. Where is Gordo? Gordo is on the inside there, still on the outside. Woods there is trying to recover back out of turn 1 still, and Gordo is alongside. There he is. Where is he? And he is still in as Woods is retired from the section, and he is out of the race. Big blow indeed. V, the champion, the man who's taking the world championship, is at the wall at turn 4. Goodness me, this race is having some frills and spills here tonight, and what a shameful V Todd then, and of course he had a reprieve with the safety car. Not anymore. Woods said it's parked on the outside of turn 1 then. Is that going to call another safety car, a virtual safety car? No, the car's been moved. It's okay. We're back racing here in Hungary as well then. On board with Ghost, and this is 50th race start. It's not then. Brilliant stuff in Brilliant stuff indeed then for Ghost, and a strong performance for Ghost. And of course, its highlight of the season is definitely the Dutch Grand Prix victory. But here tonight then, goodness me, he's kept his cool, hasn't he? He has kept his head. And very good stuff indeed then, as we're on lap 32 out of 35. We haven't got long to go here in Hungary as well. Troy up into a fantastic 5th, and that is just testament to not give up in this game, is it? It's brilliant, isn't it? Say at least, and once again, just like last night, we've gone very overcast here, haven't we? And Dan Murphy is now alongside Gordo. He is up into a position. Gordo is going back on the inside there, and he swoops right there and almost taken off of Murphy's nose cone. We know that McLaren, which is Alfa Romeo disguised as a McLaren, has got a very strong nose cone, hasn't it? As Murphy went shooting off out of turn 2 and somehow kept his nose cone. Gordo's got a 3-second penalty, but I think it'll be after a very difficult day, it's on a great end to this race as well. Can he get some points there for his efforts as well? Both Williamses are out of the points at the moment then, and that's not good at all, is it? That's not good at all for the Williams pair, because this is a today where McLaren are not scoring at all. Of course, they ignore Murphy because as much as we love Dan, he is not in the McLaren. So with the Williams team not scoring either, then it's a battle for the bottom there. It's becoming a bit of a saga, isn't it, at the moment? On board Ghost at the moment, and he is 7/10 of a second behind Gurman, the championship leader, and he is he's closer to Gurman than what Gurman is to his teammate Liam yet. I'm wondering, as Gurman has set a fast off the race, I'm wondering if there might be some team orders to play in the house, and maybe is Liam Yet going to let Gurman through? I highly doubt it will, to be honest, though, because of course this is Liam Yet going for his first race win as well, isn't it? And to be honest, I don't think Gurman needs any help in the championship, does it? But anything can happen still, can it? In this epic silver season, and definitely can indeed, can it? Oh my goodness me, Murphy's on the inside now at turn 2. He passes Gordo. Gordo is trying to sneak up the inside to turn 3, not whatsoever. And Murphy is now in the points. He is in 8th position there. He was already in the points really, but I decided to point that out a couple of corners later. Watching back at the front as well. Gurman's gone wide at the moment now, isn't he? He's still pushing Gurman, isn't he? And he's now within DRS range of his teammate as well then. And then look at this, and once again we got a Haas 1-2 here. I think there was a 1-2 in bronze, wasn't there, earlier on the season then? But it looks like now Haas are going to follow suit as well. And a very strong performance as well. Remember, Haas finished second in the constructors in silver last season, didn't they? And once again then they're having a very strong year as well. Can they go one better and win the constructors? Of course, Red Bull ran away with the constructors last season, didn't they, in the form of Glock, but this season there it's very much up in the air, isn't it? I think it's Mercedes that are leading, but they ain't going to be leading at the end of this one, because it's going to be, I think it's going to be Haas that's leading, if I'm not very much mistaken. Indeed it is. It's only 11 points a moment, whereas Mercedes are only getting 10 points then. Gurman locking up then. We're on lap 34 out of 35 then, with 2 laps to go. Then Gordo and Exile also battling at the moment as well, and look at this, and they're side by side coming out of turn 1 into turn 2. Oh my goodness me! And Exile are fully steaming to the side of Gordo, not quite, and there's both Williamses. Itchy's past Payne somehow or another as well. That's not good for the Williams point of view. They want the faster car in front, surely, at this stage of proceedings then. And of course we're not saying that Itchy is faster than Payne. I'm just saying, well, they're definitely on the championship because they're both on 20 points. But of course there he's on fresher tires, isn't he? He's on the soft tires. Itchy is, Payne is, and of course the softer tires they will have more grip, won't they? That 35 and Liam is still leading by a whisker, 0.8 of a second. Then Dan Murphy has given Shane a good old squeeze at the end of this race as well, isn't he? But Shane is not yielding, is he? And why should he? Rejoice is just said, come on Ghost, and he's on a fantastic race. He's 7/10 of a second in front of Wilson. Wilson has a 5-second penalty, I believe, as well, as we enter the final lap of this Hungarian Grand Prix. Liam has now got the fastest lap of the race as well, as he's going for the 426 allocation points then. And then Murphy then is gaining then, and we've also got Frisky Biscuit on the back of the Williams as well, as Gordo, I think, was trying to break the slipstream, or he's definitely trying to antagonise Murphy there, wasn't he? But Murphy there is not going to be interested in Gordo at this stage of proceedings then, because Gordo is dropping back. He's done 12 laps on those medium tires, but just like in the British Grand Prix, Gordo is looking very handy on older tires, isn't he? So I think that's absolutely splendid stuff from Gordo, isn't it? Really well done indeed then. If you have old tires where you need to go a long distance, just ask Gordo. He knows how to babysit those tires. Fantastic stuff indeed there from Gordo. And Vitor set a fast out of the race, so he's stolen the march there off of the 2 Haas cars, and he is Vitor's right at the back there. Unfortunately, the man who's taking the World Championship not having a very good day at all, is it? As Rejoice is saying, "Come on, Ghost, tighten the gap then." As we're on the final part of this race, well, Ghost is on the podium at the moment, then, and we've got 3 Ferrari-powered cars there on the podium. Goodness me, I think that ain't gonna happen in the real world of Formula One, is it? But Liam, yeah, the final turn then, and he is gonna win his first silver Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff indeed there for Liam, yeah. Second position is German. Ghost, Nolan, Shane is in third position with Itchy in fourth. Ghost is in fifth position. Serious Mushroom 6. Murphy is as well. Is in eighth position as well. Brilliant stuff in the end. And Wilson in ninth. Gordo is in 10th. Oh gosh, and 11th position there is XR. Flea in 12th position, Payne's in 13th, 14th position is Frisky, and V Todd is going to come through in 15th position. Shane there has come from absolutely nowhere to win the constructors standards, to get third on the final rostrum on the podium. Brilliant stuff indeed there for Series Rostrum indeed. Brilliant stuff, man. Michael Preston said, "Great job, Liam." Yeah, hats off to him. Murphy gets driver of the day then. We'll remove that though. Wilson says, "I got 4th there." As Sam is saying, "Charge my controller's knackered." We have also got Michael Preston saying, "Great job." Rejoice saying, "Well done, lads. Great race. Well done to everyone." Penalty needs removing there from Wilson then. So we'll find out about that then after race in the after race scrutineering panel then. But Haas 1-2. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Shane there sneaking onto the podium as well. And I think that is actually Shane's second podium of the season. Indeed it is. Of course, his other podium was back in the Chinese Grand Prix. So yeah, Shane is on some fine form indeed there. Darren saying, "What a mad race! There." But Flea overtaken in the pits there. Interesting. Right then, the final classification then from the Hungarian Grand Prix. Liam there, no penalties for Shane or Itchy either. Good stuff indeed then. And Liam, his first race win then of his silver career. German completes the Haas 1-2 and extends his lead in the championship after it's looking a bit bleak with a couple of laps to go. Shane in third position there. Itchy in fourth then. Ghost Recon is in fifth. Sixth position is Serious Mushroom. Dan Murphy is seventh. Troy is eighth. Wilson in ninth position. 10th position is Gordo completing the top 10. XR 11th. Flea in 12th position. Paynes is in 13th. Frisky Biscuit in 14th. V Todd in 15th and gets the fastest lap. 16th position is Wood. 17th is Baz. Irish Potato is 18th and out of the race. Saver Kings and Torma Ross there. 5 retirements at the end of this incredible Hungarian Grand Prix then. And Gordo was very happy with that then because he got a point as well then, but he didn't say his footage then. So, but I should have read that out really because the admins won't be listening. So, so I might have to pretend I didn't read that. Right then, so we have now got the drivers in the podium winning area. So fantastic stuff indeed. Then, and let's talk to Liam first, shall we? Liam, your first race win of your silver career. Then I think that is definitely right then, as I did get your podiums wrong earlier, which was very appalling to me. But fantastic day today.
Oh, that's brilliant. All those safety cars was causing a bit of chaos and making my brain fry a little bit, but no, it worked out in the end.
It really did indeed then. Of course, it seems like it was a cat and mouse game between yourself, your teammate, and Irish Potato as well, but coming in the pits, not coming into the pits, it was fantastic. And now I think you decided you didn't come into the pits towards the end then. Was that, it seems like to be the right strategy in the end?
Yeah, because the safety car was so soon after the last one, obviously, like pitting for the softs wasn't really an option for me because I dropped too far back. So I just had to take a punt and stay out. And I was listening to your commentary, and you said that it was everyone in the top 8 that stayed out on mediums. So I felt confident from that point because I had no penalties, only had 1 warning, so it wasn't too bad.
Well, hats off for listening to me as well and keeping it on track. Gosh, I bet that's quite difficult. Brilliant stuff indeed there, William. And I think that's the first race win of many then, as your future star, I think, in ALR. Brilliant stuff indeed. Let's come to German in second. And of course, he is the man who's leading the championship and is extended today as well. German, unfortunately, you didn't get 4 in a row, but you're still on fine veth at the moment. Your season this season's been amazing.
Yeah, congrats to Liam. I kind of threw it away when I got on the curve and just spun, and then I'm pretty happy at second. I didn't think I'd even get up here because I think I dropped down to 5th, and I extend my lead, so that's the main thing really.
Yeah, talk us about that that spin there. I gotta say, I was looking down at the comments there, and the next round you was on the grass there. Did you just take too much curb? Did you?
Yeah, I got in the throttle on the curve and it just spun me around. But I was like, lucky I didn't hit my front wing. Otherwise, I'd have been a lot worse.
I gotta say, you have some sturdy front wings on these cars tonight. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then, and how about just a word about the championship as well? You've extended your lead further tonight, then, which was because Potato would have jumped up to second tonight as well, but unfortunately another DNF for Potato. So it looks like you're in the box seats.
Yeah, just taking it race by race. I got Spa and Monza next in the next few races, which are good races for me. So just keep going, really.
Brilliant stuff indeed. Very sensible answer as well. Fantastic stuff, Gurman. And let's come to Shane, who was on the podium as well today. And I got to say, Shane, you came from nowhere, to be honest. I got to say, you jumped right up there with no penalties at all then. Mr. Clean and consistent.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been really focusing on is trying to stay clean. I've lost 4 podiums this year due to penalties. So that was one thing I was focusing on, is trying to stay within the lines. So yeah, on the first safety car restart, I got on the power. I put the airs on a bit too early, lit up the rear, hit the wall. Then it wasn't ideal. I had to do a full lap with no wing. I pit onto the hards, and I was hoping the safety car would come and just trying to, lap as fast as I could and staying clean. I was over 30 seconds, so I was in the last over 30 seconds back from the next car. So the safety cars did help me out. If there wasn't any safety cars, I would have been last. So the second safety car, I went on to mediums to the end. I would have been safe getting to the end on those mediums. The next safety car, I was hoping more cars would hit. Not as much pit as I wanted, but sure, I was back in the points then, and I just knew that if I just kept it clean, there'd be people in front that would have penalties. Thankfully, then I jumped up a few positions to get going.
Brilliant stuff. Congratulations, Shane. And congratulations to the both Haas team as well. They've been fantastic today, haven't they? What a race there. And of course, we've got one more instalment of the Hungarian Grand Prix in bronze, which is coming up tomorrow night, 7:30 UK time then. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.